Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 100th edition of Cinema Effect. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by Paul Thomas Anderson's #1 fanboy. I usually do Jaden first. Whatever. AKA, AKA Fitzy, AKA Liam.
Hello.
And my fellow Hans Zimmer appreciator, Jaden.
Hello.
How does it feel for me to like say it and walk
Yeah,
in?
yeah.
I felt like I should input like some
Intimidated.
simulated lag, so like the
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be the weird thing about editing it, actually, is that there's just going to be no simulated lags. Every time there's a pause, when it was just because we were really awkward in that moment. In person, you know?
yeah,
That's going to happen.
it's gonna really expose the cracks in our friendship.
Dude, big time, big time. I think it's going to be all over after this. What was I saying? Oh, why is the power of the dog called the power of the dog?
Because
Because he says it at the end. It's like the biblical thing, right? It's like the verse from the Bible.
yeah, the power of the dog is that's like Benedict, like save us from the power of the dog.
What does that mean, though?
Well, like so did you remember what happened in Power of the Dog? Because I totally missed it, and then afterwards I looked up what happened.
Like the idea that Cody, whatever his name is, the Aussie guy, killed him,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
I didn't get that in the movie at all. I looked.
No,
it up.
neither. I looked up afterwards, and it
Yeah.
made me like appreciate it more.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the idea was like that verse is like telling them like the thing, like the wolf, sheep, or whatever saves them from the power of the dog, or I don't know. It's like a protective thing against the dog, like the feral dog.
Oh,
It's like the idea is that it's like a powerful, like feral dog.
he is the feral dog.
Like Benedict
Benedict is the feral dog.
like a dog.
Oh, okay, right. So he's like protecting his mother in killing him.
Yeah, I think that's what the movie's
Oh, okay,
about.
okay.
But he didn't mean to kill him.
Did he not?
I think he did.
I think
He
that's
purposely
what I got when I Googled
he
it.
purposely poisoned the leather,
Right.
and then he made him touch it or whatever. He made him like use it.
Well, that's not what I thought. I thought it was all just like accident coincidence.
I don't.
Because it was untreated, wasn't it? And like it wasn't like he didn't poison it. Wasn't it just like raw material?
I'm.
No, it's actually pretty crazy. So early in the film, he goes up to like the cow,
Yeah.
and it's like diseased, and he uses that and puts it on the leather purposefully. And so when Benedict is like making the thing for him, he like makes what's his Benedict's name in that movie? I can't even
Oh,
remember.
dude.
The ranch guy.
He's the rancher.
Yeah, well, he makes him like make the rope or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then that's what kills him from like poisoning someone, like whatever it is.
I did not think it was intentional at all.
I only got that from Googling it.
Yeah, same. I got like
Yeah,
from a
yeah.
video afterwards.
Dude, when I was watching that movie, I felt clever just for like understanding that, oh, Benedict's gay. I get it now. Like I felt clever just from understanding that part. And then we got like, it goes layers deeper. I'm like, I don't know. This shit went over my head. It's kind of cool though. I don't know. Yeah. How was he driving the other day?
Lambs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
That's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say what you mean, Joe. Say what you want.
I was scared for my life, man.
No, but were there no particular moments or incidents that you noticed? where it was
No, like it was all fine. I mean, like there's a little bit of a, just a,
That's a bit of a joke.
yeah.
Spasm.
As long as we get to the destination without like any incident, it's a B.
Mm.
But then if we get there comfortably, it's a B plus, and then if there's good service,
Yeah,
it only goes
like drive.
It gives you one of those Uber water bottles, when they do that, or like a mint or something.
yeah, there was no water bottles. There was only Andy, so like
Is it a plus or a minus?
B negative.
Yeah. Negative? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you get here today? Did you just drive? You just came straight from Torquay along
Yeah.
Latrobe Terrace there?
Yeah, I missed the slip lane.
I thought he would. Remember I said that?
Yeah, because I was distracted by this other car. But anyway.
So then what'd you do? And then...
Oh, I just turned like in there, like after the slip lane, and then I went around the block.
Got it. Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I went into the slip,
Okay.
the super chip. Yeah.
Yeah, well, some people, what they do is then they turn here too late and then don't realise that this is one way. So then they just like start driving the wrong side of the road. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, good for
I don't
you.
do that.
I have seen that. It's not great. Yeah.
It's just the area.
Like it's long.
Yeah, it's not an accident. It's people doing it intentionally.
Probably. I mean, I shouldn't. Yeah. When I cross the road there, I shouldn't have to look the other way.
Yeah.
But I do because I've seen it. It's not good. All right. This is Cinema Effect, the podcast. I'm really curious about people listening and me listening again probably later tonight like how it's going to sound. Like, is it going to feel different? We're in person, or are people just going to be like, unless if you didn't say anything?
Yeah, would you not? Yeah, really. Yeah.
I'm really curious about that.
I mean,
Anyway.
you should send a pre-cut to Andy with no giveaways, and then see if he can tell the difference.
The Andy cut.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, give a director's cut to Andy.
Yeah.
Cut out all mentions of slip lanes, Geelong. Yeah.
Yeah, I should. Yeah. Anything that's a giveaway. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I might do that. I don't know. Anyway, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we talk about and review a different movie every single Monday. And this week, I don't like that I have to take my eyes off the ball here.
No, I'm just looking at the TV. So
Are ya?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for
Something to come up.
a day to
we
come up.
should really
and just
watch
be
the
like,
movie. Well,
Should we just have Tenet play?
Oh,
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
have like scenes as like references and
wait,
shit.
can we actually do that though?
Is that?
Is that possible?
I don't know.
'Cause, like-
well, the film's on Netflix, right?
Because like we can just like
Yeah.
hook our laptop up to like that, right? Like via like a HDMI like
Shit,
cord or
you're
something.
blowing my mind right now. Okay, hang on. I reckon
We can like
yeah, there's hang on. Yeah, there's a HDMI.
I mean,
right
I was joking, but it's a good idea, I
here.
guess.
Yeah. So, who wants to do it? Fitzy's closer.
Wait, you want me to plug it in?
Throw that in there. If you got Netflix on your laptop, I assume. I reckon this is a genius idea.
we can like full Joe Rogan it where we can call to someone like in the production team like turn it on.
Yeah, Jamie, pull it up.
Jamie, yeah.
Pull it up, bro.
I love how I've never watched Joe Rogan, but like all the memes I see, it's always like, yeah, Jim, can we like pull this up for a second?
Yeah, that is legit.
Yeah.
That is straight up. Yeah. I watched a Joe Rogan episode.
Oh, my mouse is weird.
I love Joe Rogan a lot, as you know, but I watched a Joe Rogan episode with, what's his face? That big huge Mr. Beast. You know Mr. Beast?
Oh, was he on Joe Rogan?
He was, and I found it really interesting. He was on there, and he was just like totally abusing Jamie. It was the whole time Mr. Beast had like Jamie going, "Yo, can you pull up my YouTube channels and look how many subscribers I have?" And Jamie, scroll down. And he's just like the whole time just messing with Jamie. It was pretty funny.
That'd be a fun job though.
Oh, 100%. And you're about to do it.
Oh yeah, my Jamie, yeah.
You're Jamie right now.
I can see a bit of Jamie in you.
I don't know what Jamie looks like. I don't know. Does anyone know what Jamie looks like on the Joe Rogan Experience?
I don't think I've watched a Joe Rogan episode in ages.
No?
No.
Too mature for it.
Yeah, I've grown past it.
You've
so.
gone past Joe Rogan. There's so many different, because he has such a variety of people on. I don't know if you go to the right.
It's on HDMI 1, right?
It's on the right. Yeah, well, it should be on the right one because it's all we use it for. Yeah.
Hey.
Whoa!
Oh, there you go.
What's up with that, dude? Now you can see all my weekly notes there. All right. Holy shit!
We can just turn down the volume.
Oh yeah, on the TV. So this is actually a podcast where Jaden and I review Tenet and Fitzy reacts.
I just watch it, yeah. Live reaction. I actually watched like half an hour last night.
Like the first half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 24 minutes. Yeah.
Should we skip further?
I got up to.
We should skip to where you got up to.
Yeah, if you want. I got up to when he meets with Michael. What's his name? Alfred. Meets with Alfred.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. So Michael
Great
Caine.
scene, by the way.
Oh, you know what's funny about that scene?
Yeah.
The waiter corrects him by saying Sir Michael Caine. You know?
Michael Crosby.
Michael Crosby, yeah. But the
Yes.
thing is that isn't he a sir in real life?
Dude, 100%. That moment, I wrote it down. That moment where John Day Washington gets up from the table and looks around and goes, I think he says, "Thank you, Sir Michael."
Yeah.
That's super meta. Like that delivery.
Yeah.
That was like I felt like that was Nolan's farewell to Michael in his films. That's what it felt like to me, anyway.
Oh, okay. But like, I feel like
Has he not been cast in Oppenheimer?
I don't think so.
I feel like that was a joke when
You're
like
retired from acting, right?
he like when he came in he was like it's Sir Michael because he's a sir.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. Yeah. The whole thing, that whole scene felt like super meta to me. I don't know. It felt like a goodbye to Michael Caine.
Well, it's just in that one scene. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't even remember what he does, but I'm gonna find out. I'm about to find out.
I watched the making of. Have you guys seen that? Yeah. You've seen it? Cool.
Is that on the Blu-ray?
Yeah,
I have
the
that.
second disc, yeah.
It's the second disc. I watched that, and it was really funny. There's a little moment. It was funny to me anyway. There was a little moment where it was like behind the scenes on filming Michael Caine's scene, and Nolan's, they rap, and Nolan's like, "That's a rap on Michael Caine, everyone." I'm like, dude, he's probably been there for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
How long has he been there? I don't know.
Oh, see, we're talking about the red WB. I told you guys about that ages ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you guys didn't know what I was talking
Because I
about.
thought you were talking about like the old timey WB, but
Yeah, no, I was talking about this new one.
Because when it came up, I was like, has this always been red? Or
Yeah, no.
Because then the sync copy is like really blue as well. I was like, shit.
I'll leave it running here for a bit just because it's the opening scene, and then we'll go to where Fitzy went to. All right, there we go. So now, we now have Tenet playing in front of us as we do this. Fitzy's going to live react to it.
Epic.
My God. Okay, so now, how far did I even get? I didn't even introduce the movie, I don't think. This week, we're doing Tenet, which opened in the US on the 27th of August 2020. It's directed by Christopher Nolan. It is a sci-fi spy film. And the synopsis says, by the way, this is an incredible synopsis, I think. Armed with one word, Tenet, and fighting for the survival of the entire world, a protagonist journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time. Dude, who wrote that? That is incredible.
Bro, this scene is hype.
This scene is hype as.
Yeah, like the way like this opening set piece is like a bigger thing than like what 10 years ago his like climax would be.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Dude, the music here. I'll narrate the music because you probably can't have
Do you want to make? Can you make all the noises right now?
Dude,
Dude,
when he runs past, that's so good.
That's awesome. Now, we may as well do it while it's playing here. The major note I had, I've seen this film now 3 times. This is my 3rd viewing just a couple of nights ago. I still have no idea what the fuck's happening in this scene at all. I've got no idea.
The scene is really confusing.
So this is when he's working for the CIA at this point, right?
Yes.
So
Look how he runs
they
past.
have a contact.
But look how it runs past.
Who's the guy up in the...
And he's been made. So his mission is to extract the contact and the package that he was meant to do.
So, okay, here's the thing. So, he see him and the 2 people just ran past.
Yeah.
So, they're American agents, and they're pretending to be...
part of the Ukraine squad.
Yeah.
Part of the Ukraine squad. But the thing is, the people who, like... the gunmen who, like, take over the theater are, like, part of the... they're, like, in on it, too, because the whole thing... like as Jane said, it's a thing to get the guy made, so it's like a distraction. Like,
what does that mean? Get the guy made?
Like,
so
kill him.
So he's been made. Like it's been discovered that he's an undercover agent.
Right, and so they're trying to get him out.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so they're trying to kill him and get like the thing that he has, which is one of those like, I don't know, I can't remember what they're called.
Part of the algorithm.
Yeah. Like
yeah. One of the 9 pieces of the algorithm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this whole operation is actually to kill this dude up in the box.
Yes.
The entire point of this is to kill that guy.
Yeah.
And John David's undercover to get him out.
He's undercover with these people, but like, so but the thing is that the people who take over the theater are kind of like with them. Do you know what I mean?
Like it's an orchestrated like siege.
Yeah.
Or siege. What's it called?
Yeah.
Siege situation.
Heist, whatever siege. Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. The thing I was also curious about with the scene. That's because he's speaking Ukraine. The subtitles. The thing about it that was interesting to me this time was the fact that I was trying to figure out how much protagonist understands about what he's doing, because earlier here he says we live in a twilight world.
That's a CIA thing.
So that's not like a Tenet. Well, it is a Tenet thing, but
it's a CIA code.
Right. Okay. I was curious about that. And he knows.
What do you mean CIA? Like in real life or like in the movie? It's
in
like
the movie,
CIA.
it's a CIA thing. The we live in a twilight world and there's no friends at dusk.
Okay, but so that guy had one of those things.
Yeah,
is the thing. But the other thing that doesn't make sense though is that they come from the car where that Ukraine or Russian guy is with them. You know,
and he knows they're American.
Yeah, and he's
the American.
But he's also a bad guy, is a thing, because he's the one later who like tortures him and takes his teeth out.
Is it the same one?
Yeah, I didn't even realize that's what they're doing. They're taking his teeth out because they show like the trade tracks or whatever.
Yeah,
and
it is
like
it's the same dude.
But I don't know. I don't fully understand it. But
this scene is incredible, by the way, and that just speaks to how engaging it is and how hype it is. The fact that I've got no idea what the fuck's happening and I'm so in.
I turned it on last night and I was kind of with the plan to kind of disengage a bit because like I've turned it fucking 3 times already. And I was like,
so this was your 4th.
That was I'm currently on my 5th now. Yeah. But like, this scene immediately grabs you, and like I watched like a good part of the movie. Like I think I watched like nearly everything apart from like maybe at about 2 hours in. I think I maybe lost a bit.
Oh, this is important though. So this is when Neil interjects.
Yeah, this is too obvious now. Like On the first rewatch, it's good, but then on the second, it's too heavy-handed with this Neil thing. You know,
that he turns up here with and they zoom in on the bag here in a
The
second.
red,
it's because of the zoom in. Had it
yeah,
not zoomed
that
in,
red clip thing.
yeah.
It went completely over my head the first time. Didn't notice it at all.
But yeah, the first time, yeah, but like,
Yeah.
they shouldn't have zoomed in. They should have just kept it like that.
He didn't have to get the bombs, by the way. He just did that because he wanted to.
He's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, that's a great point. I actually wrote that down. Was the fact that we learn. I love protagonists in this movie, the character, and I love John David's performance. And Nolan, in the making of thing, Nolan talks about how he tries to that traditional spy characters sort of looking at Bond, you know, have this cynicism to them, but they also have this selflessness to them in terms of what they do. They literally sacrifice everything they have to save the world, their own lifestyle and everything. But he wanted to do something that with this character that felt a bit more warm, I suppose. Yeah. And he nails that because this guy's a killer. Like this guy later in the film, like he says, "I'll kidnap women and children if I have to."
No, he says he'll kidnap a woman if he has to, but not a child.
Is that true?
Well, because Neil says, "Would you hold a child hostage?" He shakes his head, and then he says, "A woman." He goes, "If I have to."
Oh, okay. I thought he said both.
No,
but
he has morals.
But then there's these little things where like later when he like threatens to shoot the Indian dude in the head, he like covers his eyes. He's like holding his eyes. I mean, it's gonna. So it's like all these little things where like he is the traditional spy character in that he's willing to do whatever it takes, but he has that extra level of like, but like relatability to where we can connect to him in the sense that this is some fucked up shit he's still doing.
Can we just pause it here for a second? Because like,
yeah.
Do you want to pause it?
Oh, actually pause the film?
Yeah.
Wait, what for? What?
Because I just want to chat about this before it moves on a bit.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are going to complain about the noise in this scene, about you can't hear the dialogue, right?
So to be clear, we're watching now the scene where John David Washington's being tortured on the train rail, right? Yeah.
I feel look, I understand people's complaints about the sound, but I really do not think it's that atrocious. It is loud because it's meant to be loud. Right? In this scene, and then in a lot of the other scenes, like in that stage scene that we just saw, it's meant to be fucking loud. You're in a concrete hallway. There's gunshots everywhere. You're not meant to really hear the dialogue,
right?
It's just kind of meant to be another layer to the sound design, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he's going for. Yeah,
and like. Sure. So with the scene again, it happens where like the train screeches just completely overpower everything you hear.
Yeah,
but like that's very intentional. It's like when people complain about you, especially Zach, when you complain about like the sound design, like and how it's engineered, and the levels are off. I feel like it's all very intentional, and I feel like
I agree.
You miss some stuff, but it's not as atrocious as people say. People that claim 70% is gone, 30%, even 30% is gone, I think is way too much. I think you probably miss 5% of it, and then you probably miss like 5% is probably gone, but like 5% intentionally, and then you probably miss like 10%, I reckon, just by
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that my hearing I don't think is great anyway. But my whole thing with I haven't experienced this since the first time I watched it, by the way, because I watched it now twice with subtitles, which I loved. I just can't agree with it. Like it's just not. At the end of the day, like dialogue is important to me in a film. I don't agree with Nolan's philosophy to drown it out.
Did you see that thing where on a Reddit thread talking about Tenet's like sound mixing? Yeah. Someone was like, I have a feeling like Christopher Nolan just has like like shit hearing, like he's hearing impaired, and that's why he mixes the film this way. And then the dude underneath is like, I actually agree with this because I am clinically, he's been diagnosed with like this hearing like thing. And it's like, and the movie sounds fine to me.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait, really? That's crazy.
That's weird. Because the whole thing, we love talking about Nolan and his sound mixes, but the other most controversial outside of this film sound mix he's ever done is the original mix for Bane in The Dark Knight Rises, where they had to redub it after they. For those who don't know, in December before the film came out, so I guess 2011, they played the opening scene where Bane hijacks the plane. For audiences about 6 months before the film.
He loves an opening hijack, doesn't he?
What? He does. 100%. Yeah. I mean, it's great. It's always great. That scene's great too. But the thing coming out of that is that everyone complained they couldn't understand Bane in the scene at the time. So Tom Hardy redubbed all his lines afterwards as a response. But Nolan's argument, I believe, at the time was that it doesn't fucking matter what Bane says. Like, who gives a shit? Which is just, I guess his idea is that dialogue. Oh, I've lost it. The dialogue is sort of just additive or that it's not crucial to the experience of viewing the film in a cinema. I guess that's
I
his
mean,
argument. I don't
I don't
really.
know. Well, I haven't heard the original Bane audio, so I don't know.
You can
But-
listen to it on YouTube, by the way.
Can
It's
you?
definitely harder, yeah.
But
Yeah.
like even Riley, I think when he saw Dark Knight Rises, he said that Bane was really hard to hear and like muffled, and he is, but that's because
Yeah.
of the mask. You know, like that's intentional there.
Yeah. Oh, it's intentional for sure. Yeah. I don't know. I don't vibe with it, but I love watching because I just think his dialogue's so good that like I don't want to. I just love like seeing it and hearing it
I
all
think
the
his
time.
dialogue's kind of. I think on this fourth rewatch, maybe it's just watch fatigue.
Yeah.
You know, people complain about. You can play it again, by the way. Yeah. I want you to pause again on the when Tenet comes up though, because that's like it's.
Oh, that's dope
brilliant.
as shit. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, sorry. I've never had a problem with the dialogue in the past, but this
film in particular.
In this film in particular, you know, I thought it was okay. It's a lot of exposition, but I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
But maybe because it is my fourth time in fucking 16 months watching it, you know, that's a one. But like it did feel like a lot, especially in that scene with Clemence and Pose, whatever, you know, the French woman.
Which they introduced the whole
And
bullets.
it is just like a kind of a massive dump, and it doesn't really. Oh, that's fantastic there.
Of how it fades out here in the background. Yeah.
But yeah, like the scenes like that are just massive, and like even the lunch with Michael Caine, where like, what's he say?
He tells him about Stask 12.
Yeah, but like, so like he asks Michael Caine asks the protagonist, you know, do you know about this? And he goes, yeah, this and this, and then he goes, and then Michael Caine expands on it even more, and it just feels like too much information. So like, I get it. Yeah, I feel like I understand people. Like, you know, when it comes to dialogue, I feel like
the exposition aspect.
It is like, you know, like that's no secret. Everyone knows that it is exposition heavy. But like, you know, as a dick rider of him, this time I actually did feel it. You know.
Yeah. For me, this rewatch was probably my least favorite rewatch, just because. I mean, I get rewatch fatigue, I guess is the best way to sum it up. But the first theater experience was insane, and also just I couldn't understand half the movie. And then the second time was like a whole new layer watching it with subtitles. Like that was so enjoyable in itself. This time, so watching it for a third time, there wasn't really a new like layer for me to unlock with the movie, if that makes sense. Like I sort of felt like I mean, there's still plenty I don't understand about the movie, but it wasn't like a new experience watching it for this third time. So it was probably my least favorite rewatch, but I actually disagree. I mean, I get it. No one. I feel like we're sort of trained in some way, or like it feels inherent to like dislike exposition.
I mean, like it's exposition heavy because it has to be, because there's a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, this on this.
Well, and when you know the rules of the world.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You know,
inside and out, it's like I don't need to sit through 10 minutes of them explaining them again. I know. I get it. I get that. I do. I just think I still find that scene. We'll get to it in a second. Actually, but that's after John David Washington does like 50 pull-ups. Like way too high up the windmill, bro. You know, you could have like climbed up like 4 rungs and just done your pull-ups.
You have to really, you know, test his body. You know,
I get,
you give him incentive as to not drop. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, sort of motivates him. Yeah, we'll get to the scene where they sort of explain isn't that chick Fleur Delacour? That's her, right? Fleur? That's her, right?
Wait, who?
The Harry Potter chick.
From number 4.
She played in Goblet of Fire. She plays the Beau. I don't know what's the school's name? Beauxbaton.
Some of the I know who you mean. Oh yeah.
That is her, right?
Ravenclaw girl, right?
No.
She's from the other school. She wears blue.
Yeah.
But yeah, blue is Ravenclaw.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. Anyway, so
but even that scene was exposition just then, like the Tenet thing. But like that is like the most crucial. I actually missed a lot of that, like the Tenets thing.
Like the little.
Every time they'll say, you know.
Every time he says, because I forgot like Tenet actually has a meaning.
Everyone has tenets that they live by is sort of what they bring up, right?
Yeah. That's what he says a bunch of times.
Yeah. I find that really interesting. I really like the scene where they explain like the rules of the world still, like when we get the reverse bullet explanation. I just find Nolan's exposition, while it has to be there, obviously, I just find it really like snappy, really efficient in terms of like it gets the point across really fast. There's still enough little sort of quips in there thrown in there. We haven't got the subtitles on, so I'll forget exactly what they say, but that make it entertaining. The thing, it's just so, and I just find like the rules themselves and the world itself so interesting that like, oh, dude, explain it to me all day, sort of thing, you know?
Yeah, I typically would agree with that statement, but like it's just this time, I if you put the subtitles on here, you might realize when it gets that scene as well. But it feels like the conversation does feel inorganic in that scene to me.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, my mouse over here.
it does feel like it's
Yeah. No, I get it. There are large portions of this movie that can, I think, be interpreted that way. Pretty much every time there's sort of a space between the next sort of sequence or the next sort of action piece. Like, there's the one that I actually appreciate how they attempt to do it, but the whole explanation dump before they do they crash the 747 and the heist there, where it's just John David Washington and Neil like chatting for 2 minutes about how they're going to do it.
It's so good though.
It's so good though because of the way that the way that like the first of all they're shot, but they're constantly like every 3 sentences they say they cut to somewhere else. Like that, and it's just, the whole thing could literally just be them like us just talking right now, except it's done in a way where it's like they're walking in this extravagant city location, and then it cuts to them on a tram and they're continuing the conversation, and then it cuts to them, and then it cuts to like protagonist talking to Kat about like going back and forth about what the painting and shit, and it's all the way it all just fits together in the edit is like really engaging to watch still, and I think that's something where they really go above and beyond to sort of make it still engaging. I just want to watch the film. Look at this, it's great. So this particular part, actually, another reason I find it really interesting is the fact that she's basically just explaining the entropy, right, of objects. I don't know what that word means, but I find it interesting. And she's explaining it, and I love that. I think she sort of dumps 2 pieces of information on him. He goes, "What about cause and effect?" And she's like, "Look at it either reverse or forwards moving in the footage of it. Either way, you made the bullet move, right?" And then he immediately says, "What about free will?" And that's so interesting to me. Like, oh, it's actually right here, where he's trying to just insert these like really interesting ideas, like just really quickly and efficiently into this expert. Like, clearly, all this is just trying to make the audience understand. Holy fuck! Like, why can the bullet move that? Come back up into his goddamn hand? And immediately, Nolan tries to address the philosophical, like, world mind-bending explanation and the implications of it. I find that fascinating. And the whole film like really deals with free will and determinism and stuff in an interesting way as well.
But it's not a lot, and I think that's fine.
Not over the head, no.
Because like I don't think he's not. He's not really. He's not a thematic filmmaker. He makes.
I think he is. I
mean,
I don't think it's the focus. No, I would agree.
Yeah, like I think he imbues it within the film as well. But like, I don't think like it's never like the main. It's never meant to be the focus.
No, I agree with that. In the making of, I don't know. Should I get to like? Should we do our general thoughts? I don't know. We're sort of just going here. I'll just ask you, Fitzy, because considering I think we're a bit more familiar with it, having just rewatched it. But like, what are your general feelings on the film? Like, prior to like, if I'd asked you a week ago, like, how do you sort of remember enjoying it?
Bro, it's just the hypest film. The action 100%. Scenes, the fucking soundtrack. I think it's one of my favorite soundtracks. I mean, it's definitely my favorite Nolan soundtrack. It's just like so like anticipatory hype, and the bass,
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, the exposition is. I actually don't like you mentioned the free will thing. I don't like how blunt it is. How it just says, doesn't cause come for effect. What about free will? It's kind of a bit. It's a bit unnatural.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and the exposition is like the worst part because it's exposition, but like the rest of the film is epic.
Dude, yeah. I mean, if I like the exposition, but if the exposition is sort of the shit you have to eat before you get to the meat,
the vegetables, yeah,
right. Everyone loves their vegetables. Yeah, if that's what you have to get through to understand what's happening in the actual meat of the film in terms of these larger set pieces, I mean, it's so worth it, right? It's unbelievable. What do you think of it, Jan?
Sorry?
Just your general thoughts. What do you think?
General thoughts? I love it. I love the fact that Chris Nolan is able to take this 5-minute video that Chris Martin made in 2000 and something, and then expand it into a whole world. It's thank God for Coldplay for coming up with this idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I genuinely do love it. I think it's endlessly, not endlessly rewatchable, as I discovered last
Yeah,
night,
exactly.
but massively rewatchable. It is just so engaging, and like, it's like, this like kind of constant hype building that it does is really fantastic.
Yeah.
Like even the shot of Mumbai, like Mumbai is fantastic, and I'd love to see more films set in there, but not from Bollywood, because Bollywood sucks ass. But like,
Whoa.
but yeah, I just love the way that this character moves around the world, and the way that everything happens.
Yeah.
And I love how technically impressive it is as well. Like Nolan's films are always innovative and very technically impressive. Like there's always something being built, a camera rig, or something's happening, like some kind of innovation within the space of cinema.
Some new way to fit an IMAX camera in a time.
Yeah, and in this one, a big part of it is like the way that a lot of this shit's done practically, as from watching The Thing.
Yeah.
Like the way those fight sequences are choreographed is amazing. The fact that you have to make people look like they're going backwards, but in real time, and all that shit they do, I think
it completely works.
Yeah, it's really fantastic.
Yeah. They were actually talking about in the making of how they had never, the Mumbai, I guess, local government or whatever, had never let a film crew shoot establishing shots of the city. So that shot that we just had about a minute ago of Mumbai sort of seeing it overhead, it was a drone shot. They'd never been allowed to do that before. So it was kind of, I thought it was interesting. This scene, I love this scene where we're introduced to Neil.
Yeah, and Neil already knows him.
Exactly.
Because he knows that he wants the Diet Coke instead of the water and stuff like that. Or he doesn't drink on the job, he knows that.
Exactly. That's what's so cool about it. Robert Pattinson, I mean, I love their chemistry. It's great. But yeah, he's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
Says it right there. I prefer soda water. No, you don't. That's so cool. And that's a fun thing that, like, obviously went totally over my head the first time. That's a really fun rewatch moment where you're like, you feel like their relationship, because it literally has from Neil's perspective, you feel like their relationship is one that's long existed,
Have we? No. I was gonna say that stupid, but don't worry.
What?
I was gonna say, like, have you seen the thing where like people theorize that Neil is Max?
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
Do you mean the kid?
Yeah,
that's literally what I thought when I first watched it.
Yeah. And I was about to say it again, because I was like, oh, we never actually hear the kid's name, but I was like, oh, I know, she says Max a fuck ton of times.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe not.
I don't know. Is there any merit to that theory outside of just the fact that
she's tall and blonde and he's tall and blonde?
Well, and the fact that, like, obviously, I mean, I guess it's in this world, it's possible, of course, but outside of that, like, oh, look, it's a blonde kid, and and we're in a world where it's possible. So, like, is there any other like evidence to it?
Well, what's that medallion? Like, I guess if you find out what that medallion is, you might.
Which medallion?
The one in his backpack, like that little thing.
Oh,
dude! Imagine we see that in the film. That would be too obvious, because everyone would know it.
Yeah, but for example, like, it feels tied, because there's a lot of reference to the kid going to Pompeii. So like, if that medallion was tied to Pompeii in some way, that would add a lot.
Yeah. If you were to look it up and it's like some archaeological Pompeii.
The other thing is that at the very end of the film, like, it lingers on the kid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what made me think maybe that's what made me think initially when I first.
This takedown's so fucking goofy, by the way.
That one right there.
Like if you go back 10 seconds, like when he just grabs the guy around the neck and like it's just like.
Here we go again.
Like go back a bit more.
Live watch along. And you thought, was it you that thought?
I thought that was like inverted or something, but no.
See, that's just it's so fucking goofy, man.
Oh, I don't mind it. I quite like it.
Because he's not really using like that part. It's like using his. It's a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, it's like later in the film when the guy from yesterday, like,
Himesh Patel,
and he takes out the guy on the plane and he like holds it there for like 1
Oh yeah, and then he just passes out.
It's like that, bro. It's like that.
It just could be, CIA manufactured chloroform. That might just work differently.
Dude, John David Washington's got like metal in his arms. That's why he just took that guy out so quick. But this is a great scene too, where you learn that Priya.
Sorry, someone was saying something and I cut him off. Sorry for that.
Oh, we're talking about how the bungee jumping upwards. How we thought you thought that was like an inversion thing.
Yeah, because it's so like because I couldn't remember like how it worked or whatever. But yeah, they like get the thing, they just throw it up and then like lift themselves up or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, no, I get it because I don't know about you guys, but personally, I've never seen like the idea that you can like launch yourself up like that. I guess it's a
Yeah.
real thing you can do.
I don't know how the physics works.
No, but that's
exactly.
what they were saying. Like it hasn't been really done before, and that's why like they have to like.
But I mean, like in
manufacture
real
it.
life, like do people do that in real life?
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. Yeah. So like just the idea that the film's based around all these weird physics already, and they do this weird physics thing that isn't related to the weird physics stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's like they're running up the thing as well, so it looks like they would be falling or like bungee jumping down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it looks like an inverted bungee jump.
It does. I agree.
Because it is kind of.
Should we like skip forward a bit? Where should we go? Oh, we said where Michael Caine. Oh, here's Michael Caine. Here he is. Oh, that's actually a perfect spot to go. Look at that. There you go. He's talking to Michael Caine there. So God bless Michael Caine for being in this movie. You know, isn't he great? You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You were talking about earlier, Jane, like the idea of like how thematic of a filmmaker is Nolan, right? I agree with you. I don't want to come across like it's like the focus of his films. I mean, he literally says as much in the making of thing. I found it interesting that for him, he's just trying to make. At the end of the day, he literally says the film is just trying to be a big spectacle piece, like a big like piece of I don't know, like what would you call something in the vein of Avatar? What are the words that people describe it like a like an escapist?
Like a blockbuster? Or?
Yeah, but like James Cameron has used a specific word to call what he thinks his films are, like an escapist epic or some shit, where it's like you get transported into this other huge budget created world or whatever. That's what Nolan was just trying to do, and he was talking about how the film was so interesting to him to execute because the fact that the whole idea of inversion and the premise of the film and what they're doing, it literally can't exist without a movie camera. Like there is something so inherently cinema about it. You know what I mean? Where it's like you can read this story, you can I don't know, you can have this stuff explained to you in a screenplay or in a novel or whatever, but there's something about the actual viewing experience of it that is so interesting because it's literally like it's a cinema. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing else to it. Like you can read, I don't know, even Inception or these other big films, you can I don't know, they could work as a novel, right? There's something about this that doesn't, and I think that's what he found really interesting.
Well, it's an action film, I guess. It's action based. Is that what you mean? Like
the idea of like actually seeing and experiencing the inversion.
Oh, okay,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like there's something that so like it can't. The human eye can't comprehend inversion without the movie camera, right?
You can't really write inversion.
I feel like
you can only like imagine. Yeah.
I feel like some authors from like the early sci-fi authors, I think, could really describe it in a really awesome way.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Like someone like I don't know Wells, or like Kafka, or like something would like really. I think they'd go about describing inversion like in a really like demented type way. Because like the movement is like it does look like that and I feel like they could do a good job of capturing that.
Yeah, probably. So I feel like I'm doing a bad job of like Nolan said this in 2 sentences and did a way better job of explaining.
I understand what you mean though, but like, I think
the experience of it.
In you saying that, it's got me thinking of like the way like these writers would write, and like I'm like that would be really interesting.
Yeah, and I know we need to get to some.
Oh, this kitchen scene is so fucking good.
It's so good. Well, you know what? Put the inversion talk on hold actually because again, Elizabeth Debicki here delivering her performance, amazing by the way. I haven't seen her in anything else. Is she's in Widows?
Yeah, Widows.
Is that what you've seen her in?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen her in anything else.
I don't think I have.
I've seen her in The Night Clerk. I remember that much.
Is that Tom Hiddleston show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I think I've seen it before. Oh, she's in Guardians, isn't she? Isn't she like the gold person?
Okay. I definitely wouldn't have remembered that.
She's a Great Gatsby. I've seen her in as well.
True.
Oh, okay. She pops up. Funny Elizabeth. In the making of Emma Thomas, who's the producer, wife of Christopher Nolan, producer on all these films, said that she saw Elizabeth in Widows, and knew that's it. They found who they were looking for, which was really interesting. Apparently, Nolan offered her the job without an audition, and she still wanted to audition and crush the audition. So that's interesting. By the way, you love in Nolan films when he does this, where he like intercuts like these out of context scenes that you're like, just getting little pieces of earlier in the film, and you know that that's going to be like really significant later on, 100% as soon as you see it. And it's great. You get the little pieces, literally.
Have you seen the Kettering incident with her as well?
Is that a movie?
It's a Foxtel show.
The what now?
The Kettering incident?
Never heard of it.
No? Okay. Yeah, that's quite good too.
And she's in that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that one, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Set in Tasmania.
Really?
Pretty sure it was Tasmania, yeah.
That's interesting.
I think Kettering might be an actual place in Tasmania.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
She has an Aussie accent?
She is Australian.
Elizabeth?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she's Australian. Yeah.
Oh, holy shit! No, she's not. I watched her in the making of. She has a British accent. She has a British accent. But was she born in Australia? You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought she was just Australian.
Nah, she has a British accent.
You search it up on Google. It says fucking Australian.
Oh, where does she live?
Studying drama at the Victorian College of Arts. Victoria is very Australian. I was just born in France though, but she was educated in Australia.
Interesting. Okay, well, it sounds like she moved around. She definitely had a British accent, so that's interesting. She's somewhat Australian. Well, you'd be proud of that.
Yeah,
She
she's
holds an
Australian.
Australian citizenship.
Yeah, but she's born in France and probably doesn't live here, you know.
Luke said slap Jaden.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said.
He said it now.
Told me to slap Jaden.
Oh, he said that live, like right now.
Yeah, that's an insult.
Born in Paris to a Polish father and Australian mother.
Oh.
When she was 5, she moved to Glen Waverley. There you go.
Where's that? That's in Melbourne, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a suburb.
Yeah, just out of Melbourne a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I didn't know that. That's good.
She was college ducks. Wow.
Hang on. Can we all just appreciate what's about to happen right now on screen? Because my God. So we're now watching Elizabeth Debicki walk through the kitchen, and Sator's men are about to intimidate John David. Or protagonist. I don't know. I kept writing protag in my notes. Let's call him protag if you like. This scene where he beats the living shit out of these guys is amazing, by the way. The hand-to-hand choreography is so great. I love it so much. He is so believable in this role to me. I just love it. I want to see him. The one where he like gets the cheese grater.
Yeah, and then
The
like
guy's face again.
I wince every time I see it. Just the idea of him like grating his face. I'm like,
Dude, it's so fucked up. Look at him. He's about to own these pricks. Look at him. Just kicks the shit out of these guys.
look at just that.
Dude, that is
yeah,
awesome. I love that. It's just so like, I don't know. It feels so. It doesn't feel choreographed, you know? This feels so like authentic. Dude, this one right here. Look at this.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. He just grates his face.
He grabs
Oh,
the
I love when he
plate.
gets to place
Yeah, I
it
love that
because he
shit.
like anticipates it. Oh, that's
It's
so
great.
good.
And then
He uses his whole body and like his momentum. It's good.
it's so good. And then particularly coming up. But I love this part here where like Elizabeth in the car's like, oh fuck, I don't want to see this dead guy I just met in this restaurant, you know, and he walks out. And the other guy's like, oh shit, that wasn't meant to happen, and drives off. I love that.
I love how this is going to end up being like a 3-hour episode because we're just going to watch it.
Because we're going to watch the whole goddamn movie and commentate. This is actually, hang on, should we rebrand this as a commentary? A cinema effect commentary of Tenet?
I mean, that'd be a good 100 episode.
Yeah. See, hang on, there's Neil. Look at him, young Neil.
Max.
That's Max. Yeah, no, Neil. He's got the blonde hair. I don't know. Are you guys surprised that Max isn't actually in the movie more? I don't think he has any dialogue. He's not in the movie. I don't think he says anything.
It's not a child's world, you know.
Yeah, I suppose not. I think it works though. Like he's very integral to her character, and we keep coming back to this setting outside of the school. But I don't know. I don't think we need a weird child. Or I don't know. Nolan can probably direct a child fine, but I feel like the weight of it, of his role in the film, and as it relates to her and how much she feels for him, and you know that being her whole motivation is really interesting. The whole thing where she talks about later, where Sator makes the offer where she's like, I'll let you go, but you can never see Max again, which is, you know, the ultimatum that Kenneth Branagh offers her. And the little moment where she says, I considered it for a second and he knew it, that's super interesting to me. It's like, of course you'd consider it. This piece of shit Sator keeps you under his thumb all day, and he offers you to leave. You can get out of here. And for a split second, you go, oh, that sounds great. But then you can't see your son, you know? It's a interesting moral dilemma I quite like.
Wait, what is she talking about here? Is she talking about her son?
She's talking about
the painting.
in the Freeport.
Painting,
She's
okay.
explaining what the Freeport is, right?
Because if she was talking about her son and then it's cutting like back and forth to Neil, that would be like another
That's only something you notice
Another
when you're
argument.
Scorsese and you watch it on mute. And you
Yeah,
see
yeah,
the
yeah.
The visual
well, like,
cues.
it's coming from Neil to her. It's like,
Yeah.
she's so tall, dude.
She's 6'3".
Yeah,
Can you believe it?
something like that. Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. Dude, I love this scene. Robert Pattinson as Neil is terrific. He has such charisma. He talked about, I read in the trivia, that he doesn't like using his regular voice in any movie he's ever in. Like, he puts on a London, I can't tell the difference, obviously, but he puts on, like, some sort of London, like, different British accent in all these films, which he's doing here, because he finds the way, like, his regular voice, he doesn't think it works. He just has such a suaveness to him. But then the costume designer was also talking about how he's sort of grubby, you know? I didn't really pick that up. But like his
hair looks kind of greasy, but
yeah. But how he's like his suits, like not that one because he's putting on a show right now, but like his other.
Dude, I love this guy though.
This guy's
acting. He's like a bit of a dickhead.
Oh, for sure.
He's like a pompous kind of guy.
Yeah.
Looks
Our
like,
clients come to us.
He looks like I don't want to say it actually. No,
you don't want to say that?
He looks like an old school person.
All right, listen to this. All right, so one compelling piece of evidence for the theory about this Max and Neil thing is that if Max is short for Maximilian, or in French Maximilian, which is just spelled a bit different backwards, that's Neil e Maxime or something like that. So it's like, so like the idea is that if it's Max grown up and then heading backwards in time, then Maximilian becomes Neil.
Oh, right.
So like.
Oh, backwards in yeah.
So backwards in French, Maximilian becomes Neil something, and so this idea that Neil is traveling back the entire movie, can make it possible that he was Max and then now he's going back as Neil.
That's such a Nolan detail. Like, there's no way he didn't know that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't understand what Max being Neil adds to the film at all. I don't feel like it adds any like interesting idea or connection or theme to the film. It just feels sort of random to me anyway. It's great. It's just cool. They talk to the guy from yesterday here. This is where they're like, bro, we're going to actually crash a 747. I don't actually think they're acting here. I think this is just them, like Nolan had just told them we're actually going to crash a 747 like on set. And they're just like talking about it like, oh, what, really?
I love how they calculate it and like, it's like, oh no, it's actually cheaper to crash an actual fucking, airline than to fucking make a mini set.
It's crazy. I can't believe it. In the making of, you see how they shot the scene and how they had like 6 IMAX cameras covering it from all different angles.
Because you can only crash that thing once,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So interesting. How do you guys actually feel about, I mean, we always talk about the whole IMAX thing with Nolan and him using the IMAX camera. Do you guys struggle with how much it adds to the film versus how much it detracts from it with the constant aspect ratio switching and all? Doesn't bother you? Not at all? It's just totally worth it?
I don't even notice the aspect, like if I'm being totally.
You don't notice when it goes to IMAX?
I don't really notice it, though.
Okay. You watched it on Blu-ray? Yeah. Okay. What's your take on that, Fizzy? By the way, you're totally right. This has not been switching at all. There's no IMAX switching here.
Oh yeah, on Netflix. No. Well, you can't because Netflix always has the black bar, so you literally can't you can't change it.
I don't really get that. All TV shows aren't in that aspect ratio. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? Doesn't Netflix always have the black bars for like everything?
Well, no. Well, every thing has that black bars, right?
No. If you go to Foxtel,
yeah,
it's totally different, right?
No, like there are some products on Netflix that do like fit the entire screen.
Like,
really?
Like TV shows and shit. Like if you watch, I think like Avatar: The Last Airbender does, right?
Oh. Yeah. But like I watched Die Hard, like it was like Die Hard 3 or like something.
Yeah.
But on Foxtel it was full screen, and then Netflix it wasn't. I tried like a bunch of movies, and it was like the same story.
Is there a chance in that particular case on the Foxtel one that you're actually watching
enlarging it? Yeah, it could be.
That's weird, by the way. I can't stand that. We're talking about the score, dude. It goes so hard. It's just so like exciting. It just adds so much. What was that?
Play the movie.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I'm gonna play the movie. it's just so exciting the whole time. I love the little like the recurring. I mean, say little things, but I love like the recurring like little guitar riff thing.
Like the kind of
You know what I mean? Great.
no, I don't.
Wait, I thought you were gonna go with a dun dun. I thought you were gonna say that.
You know what? Like, oh, okay, shit, I can't remember. I can't. I'm gonna have to turn it up when it comes up. But it's when it's like, I don't want to just do the same thing again and be a moron. You know. You know.
No.
Oh, come on! All right. I'm just doing a terrible job.
Horrible, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking. I mean,
well, you know, like Rainy Night, right?
Rain on TV. Oh, that okay.
No, that's not what I was doing. Okay. And then I'm doing this, and then it leads into, it goes, bam, 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 bam. You know, that's what it goes into. Oh, dude, that's what it does. Yeah, take a look. I'm doing a terrible job, but you'll know what I mean when you listen to it. Anyway, we've got the whole reverse choreographed thing here. The first fight scene, spoiler alert, everyone, spoiler alert. We see this fight scene twice. The fight scene, the first time we see it in the hallway with the protagonist, spoiler alert, facing himself, but we see it this time from the first standard perspective of the past, if you want to call it past in quotes.
Is this where he does like that little like awkward backup?
Yeah, I love
that. So good.
That's so good.
Nolan brought that up in the making of, and how it was just something that all the guys doing the stunt choreography, all the stunt guys were just doing a lot of screen testing.
And like he sees that it's him there.
Yeah.
Because like
and realizes what's going on.
I can't comprehend the time right now, but like it's really cool how it actually like makes sense once you think about it.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's so weird that like the guy who just pulled his mask off is also still here right now.
Yeah.
It's weird, but yeah, it's crazy. All the stunt guys were doing a lot of screen testing and just trying to figure out what they felt was going to work on camera and how to reverse film. And they were trying to find a balance, which the film strikes a balance of how much you do where you reverse the film in the camera and how much you do where you sort of just get the actors to imitate them reversing. Like you get them to act like they're moving in reverse and sort of find the mix. While they were doing that, doing screen testing and stuff, one of the stunt guys sort of came up with this idea of that little like scramble.
Yeah.
I
love this one as well. How he like
when he flings
out of it.
Yeah.
The thing is, because like from his perspective, from like the protagonist's perspective later when he is that guy, it's like the protagonist, like he's attacking him, like but the non-masked protagonist is attacking him.
Yeah.
Because he just like flies into it from the explosion of
right. Yeah, exactly. Whereas from the other angle, it's like he's attacking.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. It's super weird. Super cool though. Did you guys remember if you saw it coming that it was the same guy? That he was fighting himself?
Sorry?
Did you ever see it coming that Protag was fighting himself?
No. No. Yeah, is this the guitar thing you're talking about? Listen to this.
Okay, hang on.
Is this the guitar you're talking about?
Probably going to be, and I'm going to be embarrassed. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking idiot.
Wait, what does it sound like?
Oh, don't let me.
That's exactly. I love that.
Oh yeah. That's so funny.
It sounds like it's like a guitar. It sounds like a siren. It sort of sounds like a siren. Like I love it. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, dude, Ludwig, just bringing the high energy shit, dude. It's just unbelievable, honestly. I think, obviously, Han's scores and Nolan's scores are traditionally amazing. I feel like this like elevates the excitement of the film like no other score in a Nolan film, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
it hasn't had to though, because no other film has to manufacture this type of hype.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's sort of
this story demands to be exciting, so you need an exciting score to back it up, whereas the other ones don't necessarily need to get to that level. Yeah,
exactly. No, like even if you think about, I don't know, like the track Dreams Collapsing in Inception, which is sort of, I guess, the most like action-y track in that film. Like that's not like, I mean, it's awesome and it complements what's happening on screen, but it's not like, dude, like jazzed up, like sitting in my seat right now. You know, it's not that. It's definitely a different vibe for sure. Ludwig is so good. Where should I skip to now? This is where I love how, I mean, protagonist, we learn, spoiler alert, ends up, I guess he founds Tenet, right? He creates Tenet. which is super interesting. And sort of these conversations that he keeps coming back to with Priya is sort of him learning and evolving and trying to understand the rules of the world. Like he keeps making mistakes or he keeps misunderstanding like what's happening, and they have to keep correcting him. There's a moment later where Neil straight up says the reason he wants to invert later when we get to the scene in Estonia, he wants to invert and go back for Kat because he wants to try and save her or prevent Sator from killing her, the inverted her. And Neil's like, bro, don't do that. It's a waste of time. You've got to save her here and now. She's right here. And he goes for it anyway. And he learns that was a mistake because it was completely pointless. And he ends up just handing Sator the algorithm. So I love that. So like he's constantly basically he's already this great spy and this charismatic dude, but he becomes like the guy who like fully understands the time aspect and like he becomes the dude who founds Tenet, you know?
I like the fact that Neil would have had to like have to let him go because like he knows that he had to learn it there and then.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So like, yeah, he knows like that's where it happens. So he like even though it's fucking stupid, he has to like learn it.
Yeah. He has to learn for himself. Yeah, and that's what he does. He
all these scenes are awesome as well. Just the shooting location of like the Amalfi Coast, wherever the fuck it is.
The Amalfi Coast, that's right. Yeah, right there. I think if there's any point where the film slows down, it's here, sort of for the next 15 minutes. I love this stuff. I think like we get introduced to Sator. How do you feel about Sator? Are you a Kenneth Branagh? Are you a fan of this performance? Because isn't like the Russian accent divisive?
Yeah, but it's meant to be this. I'm pretty sure it's in that making of documentary that talk about it. You know, it's meant to be like this 60s, 70s Bond villain, and he's meant to be this kind of flamboyant Russian character that you typically see in one of those type of films.
Yeah.
So like, you know, yeah, like the Russian accent, like it's thick and it's not entirely accurate, but it's not meant to be. You know, it's meant to be that kind of simulated 70s accent.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it totally works for me the way, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I was gonna say, wait, is Sator Nolan's best villain? Then I remember the Joker existed, but I love Sator so much. I think he's genuinely like probably underrated. I just think Kenneth Branagh is awesome. There's a scene later. Hopefully I might skip to it or something where his intensity is palpable, like watching him on screen. And I don't know. I love his swagger and his.
I love his beard.
I love his beard. Yeah, I love his beard too. Nolan described him and Kenneth having conversations about how this guy is basically just an appalling piece of humanity, was the word he used. And I just think he totally conveys that. I also love this little moment here where the protag is introduced to him for the first time. And like Kenneth Branagh does the whole thing where he like threatens to like put his balls in his throat and shit. And then right there, protag says, "Are you a fan of opera?" And Kenneth Branagh's immediately like, so you want to hang out later? He immediately goes like, right here, he's like, want to meet at the docks at 8 a.m.? It's so funny to me, like the immediate switch. I'm going to murder the shit out of you. Oh, let's hang out.
So is there like a code or something?
Opera always refers to like radioactive stuff in this movie. That's what it is, right?
Oh, I interpret it as him telling Sator that he's aware of the algorithm being at the opera at the start.
He's not meant to know about the algorithm. So like he can't give away that he knows about the algorithm. He's only meant to so Sator has to think that the protagonist is only looking for plutonium or like for like, you know, like radioactive shit and not the algorithm.
Right, but that's still at the opera, like
at the opera it was meant to be it was meant to be plutonium. Yeah, so it's still aware.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think he's saying like I'm aware of the plutonium, which we know is the algorithm, at the opera, you know. Because at this point he's sort of like trying to make him strike a bargain with him, I think. Dude, when his delivery of this is like, fuck. I felt like he wanted to kill me when I was watching it. And he's goddamn, and he's got his like theme, and look at his intensity. And then the theme in the background, he's got his little, Ludwig gave him his little like, you know, that draining score.
You know, like that like wheezing thing is like Chris Nolan breathing.
Oh, that thing I'm talking about.
Is that what you're talking about? Like the breathing?
Again. I think if you turn it up, it's literally right there. Do you want to turn it up? That's Nolan? Is that what you're saying?
That wheeze?
Yeah.
I think that's Nolan, and reversed.
That's sort of Sator's recurring motif in the film. Yeah. Dude, that scene is so intense, right? When he puts his foot over it. like on his head. It's like, dude, it's scary as fuck. Like I'm like, dude, don't mess with this guy. He is really intimidating. I like Kenneth Branagh a lot in the film. How do you feel about, because I was thinking about the score and it sort of comes up here. How do you feel about The Plan? Not a fan?
No, I don't like Travis Scott. I don't like.
Ask about the song.
The
The song.
Plan. The Plan is great,
The
man.
song. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think like I just don't like his music. You know, like I think like I've listened to. I don't know. I think like there's a remix of Goosebumps that I like, and like there's maybe like 2 tracks of Astro World that I like, but like I just don't like Travis Scott, and I don't think he needed to be in the. You know, I don't see how Chris saw him as the final piece, as he said.
He said that. Yeah. Yeah.
Does the song play in the movie, or is it just
Yeah,
credits?
So it plays. There's a sample here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. That's amazing.
I love it so much too. Yeah, it comes up.
But
in
you
the
actually
film.
hear like Travis Scott go. Ooh.
Yeah, you do. Hey, let me try and get that actual part. Yeah, you do totally. It's like hearish. That's there. The plan. You can hear Trav there.
Can you? Oh, I didn't even hear it.
Go back.
I'll
To
go
the
back.
second.
Sorry, I was talking.
Where is it?
It's there. It's sort of underneath.
That ooh thing. That's Travis Scott, and just auto tuned to fuck, obviously.
Yeah, what I do. Yeah.
I didn't even notice it.
I think it actually comes up again. Whatever. Yeah. Oh, do you like The Plan?
Oh, I love The Plan. I love Travis Scott. So
It's so funny that you love Travis Scott. Do you like other rap, or is it just like you like Travis
He does
Scott?
as well.
no, I like Travis Scott.
Yeah.
MF Doom, Kanye, Kendrick Lamar. You know, all the generic good ones. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if they're that. Yeah, fair enough.
How long have you been listening to MF Doom for?
MF Doom.
Yeah. Just start listening after he died, or before?
Yeah, after he died.
Yeah.
Oh, is he dead?
But like consequential, like not purposefully.
Yeah.
It's always sad. I feel like all of them die. You know. Well, at least I don't know. Like at least all these ones that my brother's a fan of, like they're all dead. And I'm sort of like, wow.
Oh yeah, but your brother's. I think your brother's into a bit more like the
He likes all those guys.
Does he?
Yeah.
Because like when I think about him and the music he makes, I imagine more like the X type things, or like the Lil Peep type things.
Oh, he likes those.
I like your brother likes Lil Uzi Vert too. I like Lil Uzi Vert.
Is he dead?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Travis Scott isn't dead. either.
No, he's not. I don't know. It's always sad to me, but yeah. I love The Plan. I think it's great. I don't know. I don't think I could identify any other Travis Scott song. I don't think I've ever listened to another one, to be honest. But I just think The Plan's great. I remember sitting in the theater when the credits hit, and like literally, like you know that opening beat of it, like literally, like the seat rocking because of the reverb of the sound. It was unbelievable. It was like it actually sort of added to the theatrical experience. And Nolan was onto something with that. I think this is one of those moments where I will never fully be able to wrap my head around this movie, just on a moment to moment level. Like I think I understand the plot like well enough, but just like understanding like the way we linearly experience time as a human species, like I actually can't fully wrap my head around how any of this shit works. Like then when Sator like in a second comes back out again and go like it's just so I can't wrap my head around it honestly.
Well, when I rewatched it, like I kept replaying everything, trying to understand everything. So like, I think I understood it then, but like, at this point, I can't remember. Like,
He's like, where is it? And he's like, I already told you. And then he realizes, oh, if I go and invert myself, he's about to tell me, right? It's so weird. It's so weird. It's insane. When Kenneth Branagh is there saying all these lines like in reverse, like he's just in real time saying them in reverse.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
It's what's odd to me is how many of one person can exist at one time.
Oh, here we get introduced to like the army guys.
Well, like I guess infinite, right?
Is it?
Right?
But how does it work?
How does it work?
Oh, actually, no, because it just keeps on going. Yeah, it just keeps on going.
Yeah.
Because one goes in, 2 comes out. That's the thing, right? Of the turnstile.
What do you mean? 2 come out?
Because you have to go. Oh, hold on, what the fuck? Because so at the airport, how is there 3 John David Washingtons?
There's not. There's 2. No. Right, I get what you're saying because there are, I guess, 3 in the physical space, but It's the third one only is only the second one when after he inverts again
Yeah, but so if that's like,
for a brief period of time.
but you can just keep on doing that shit and just keep on creating infinite versions.
I don't know.
Wait, hold on. I'm just watching. I'm just into the scene. I'm trying to see what's happening here.
This is the scene where you have it's where
Wait, so she's alive there? That's so weird.
yeah, it's weird as hell. It's the red and blue room.
Okay,
where
so
you have
he's
the
going
turnstile in
backwards.
there, and it's sort of this is actually the furthest point.
And then she's dead there forwards. That's so weird. That's so crazy.
I don't think she's ever
She's not
dead.
dead. Just
No, she's dead.
no, she's not dead.
She's never dead.
Oh, but she's
She's
like,
just shot.
oh, she's shot. Okay.
Yeah, shot versus not shot. Yeah, exactly.
But she dies in the car, doesn't she?
No, she never dies.
Oh, I thought.
No.
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 Didn't you rewatch this like 4 times?
This is the furthest point the film goes chronologically, excluding I think the final scene, which is the furthest most chronological.
Well, yeah, because doesn't that take a while to set up? So like they have to keep on. No, that goes back.
What?
That goes back chronologically.
What does?
The final. Oh, like you mean like at like the very end, like
At the school.
Okay,
That's the
yeah,
furthest
sorry,
most point.
sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you
Yeah.
just meant the climax. Yeah.
No. So yeah, this is actually the furthest point most chronologically because then the whole third act of the film takes place I think like 2 weeks before the actual opera, right? Which is insane. But so this is where Protag's about to realize that he can invert himself, and then we get this preceding insanity, which I love, him coming out here when he steps out into the inverted world for the first time, and you see I love the shot of the seagulls we get in a second, and he steps into the puddle. I love that shot. It's so weird. It's so weird, dude. It's like it's when you see that where it's just like, yeah, Nolan, you did it, didn't you? You did it. It's like, what the hell is going on? And then, of course, we get into the actual. Like, how do you guys feel about the actual? Oh, the what? Sorry. Oh, 100%. How do you feel like this reverse driving stuff? Because that's all done practically. The what now?
Oh, that's so
Didn't they just
weird.
like build the body like the other way?
Of the car?
Yeah.
No, they're driving in reverse.
What do you mean?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
just
no, they're
reverse,
just
just
driving in
driving in
reverse.
I thought that it was a
Like-
combination of like some are driving reverse, some they put the driver at the reverse of the car so they can actually like drive it forward.
Oh, I don't recall them saying that. Oh, okay.
What is happening?
might have
right-
done that.
What's happening right now? Oh, he's like grabbing. Wait, what?
this is what I mean, where it's like I understand the broad like what happens in the film 100%, but then when it's like when you just look at like little scenes where it's like I don't understand what just happened in that like 5 seconds, you know. The implication I do understand is that basically reversed Protag just basically handed Sator the algorithm by letting it bounce through the car. I think that's sort of like that's the gist of it. I don't really understand like what he was trying to do versus he was trying to save Cat. I don't know. It's crazy. There's this scene here that I love. This is where Nolan, like probably the most in the entire film, tries to address the larger sort of philosophical implications of these rules he's made in terms of free will versus determinism and all this sort of shit. And can I get this? I should get the subtitles up here because I'm going to forget what he said. No, why? Have you noticed they're different for films versus shows?
Well, now that you mention it, yeah.
Because they're obnoxious as hell right now.
Is that just because of Netflix originals versus third party?
That might be yeah. That actually might be right.
Because they're just too big. It's just too invasive.
Yeah. So actually, this is the idea that the whole point of the algorithm was invented to reverse the flow of time, like of the universe. That was the point of its invention in the future, which is, by the way, like that's something that dumb sounds like something that we would do as a human species. I mean, but there's a little line where Candace Branagh says, "Because the oceans dried up, because their oceans dried up and their forests." That's exactly it. Yeah. So these dumbasses in the future, these dumbass scientists thought, our planet's sort of dead, so why don't we just reverse the flow of time and go back to how it was. Yeah, to go back, reverse climate change is the idea.
Yeah, but wouldn't the idea also be like change things? Like you go back and like stop using cars or whatever.
Oh, sure, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
then they would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as Neil explains, that doing that, this literally ends all time and space.
I just saw a thing where it's like the scientist that when I was looking at this theory, it said the scientist that created the algorithm was was Clemency Pose's like daughter or like granddaughter or something like that.
Who's doing that?
The fucking chick that he talks to and like that gives like all the
Is that for real?
I don't know, but like in the theories it said that because like
because she talks about she doesn't know who invented it.
Yeah, so like she's the one that's like learning about it all firsthand now. She's going to be the foremost leader. So then she's going to keep on teaching about it.
That would make sense, actually. Yeah.
Which is another cool detail if that's actually like,
Wait, can you go back to the car? One of the car things.
Yeah. Which one? What?
I don't know. Like in reverse. So in the first one, he throws it out of the car. He tricks him, and then when he's going inverted, he grabs it again. But then he gets it from that. I'll see. It's over there. It's at the side of the road.
Bro, I don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't know how. Yeah, I'd have to rewatch it again.
I don't understand. I just want to point out also, by the way, that we're completely doing the opposite of what Nolan wants, and that's trying to understand the film.
That's fun, though.
You're supposed to just feel it, Which, by the way, like, I mean, I know that's I think that's sort of a meme.
I mean, I felt it the first 3 times I watched it.
Now I want to understand it. Chris, I just want to understand it now, to be honest. I know that's sort of a meme, but that is sort of, I mean, that's the experience of watching the film, isn't it? Like, it does, just flowing it, like, it just works, It really does, other than the fact it's completely bewildering when you now try and break it down scene by scene. But, the thing is, like, it makes sense, but it's just trying to figure out how. It's crazy. Anyway, I was trying to get to this dialogue here. Is there anything interesting here?
Not really. It's all kind of...
I find this very interesting, but I'm just trying to piece it.
I hate that little including...
Yeah,
of course it's going to...
Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, I agree. That was a dumb line, yeah. No, your son's very special, Kat.
Will die, including my son.
No, Kat. Your son is very special.
He can just withstand time.
All this stuff is trying to just enforce the idea that you don't try and like objectively understand the logic of the film, because it is just a paradox. It doesn't there's no answer to any of it, right?
But like, what would happen?
That's the thing. So the whole implication here, I guess, is that they're trying to... Protag is trying to learn and understand why they bother doing any of this, because if all this stuff has already happened, I mean, it's what Neil says about Hitler and killing Hitler when he was he doesn't bring up that example, but it's like the whole like thought exercise of like, would you go and kill Hitler as a baby, whereas like, what would that change? Why would you bother? Like, why would these people bother saving the world, right? If they know they do it, because they know they succeed. And
it's still the same, right? Or is it different? Like, do they actually change, the world, like the climate, Well,
that's... how do you mean?
No, they haven't done that yet, because they actually destroyed it, and then like she sent it back in time before they could actually activate the algorithm.
Oh, okay.
So activating the algorithm...
No, well, the climate's still screwed. It's just that they haven't... Like, the thing that Kenneth is trying to do, is that Sato's trying to do, that's the thing that, like, destroys everything, like, in the universe.
It destroys space and time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's 2 different, destructions, but they still end up without a future, kind of,
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's fair. I don't know if the film doesn't sort of address that directly, but yeah. But then it gives, the human race the opportunity to still make their own choices and all that sort of stuff. But... Actually, it's not so much actually the killing Hitler as a baby thing. The thing that's more interesting is the dilemma of, like the thought exercise of, if you could see your own future, say, for example, Jane, you're going to end up when you're 40 years old, like you see it, like this is an objective truth. Like, you are going to be living in a mansion on the Amalfi Coast and you're going to be a billionaire, right? That is the objective truth. Right, in this thought exercise, which inherently makes no sense, but then the idea is that, well, if I'm going to end up there, no matter what, why don't I just do nothing? Why don't I just sit on my ass and I'll just end up there because it's the truth. I'm just going to end up there. You know what I mean? Like, why do I have to do anything? Right? That's the whole dilemma of the characters and what Protag learns in Tenet is the fact that, like, well, we know we're going to save the world because we're here. Time and space exists. It's going to happen. We're going to do it.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
But that's not an excuse to do nothing.
But in here, Neil says that's not necessarily so.
How do you mean?
Because John David says, doesn't that mean we're doing all right? That the fact that they exist. But then Neil says, optimistically, yes. But then
I think that's more of like a supporting argument as to we still have to do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I find that so interesting. Oh, I've lost it. It's this idea that it's all these ideas coming together of Nolan's sort of obsession, in my view, of like the objective versus the subjective, where the subjective experience as the human is all we have as humans, and it's all we can act in. So, like, understanding the fact that, yes, objectively, congratulations, you guys are going to save the world. Okay, cool. Great. But we still have to do it. We still have to go and do it. You know what I mean? That's who we are. That's what we were born to do. That's what we are going to do because that's what we want to do. We can only act in our own experience in the moment. That's all you can do as a human being. You know what I mean? I'm getting way heady with this. I just find this fascinating. This is my interpretation of what Nolan's getting at with all of this. And I think it sort of just is trying to enforce, in part, this philosophy of, in life, just be true to yourself in the moment. Like this, don't try and understand it. Feel it. You know what I mean? It's all these ideas. I find it really interesting.
You mean like intuition or like?
Yeah, sure.
Because like there's a line where the protagonist is like trying to understand it in the first protagonist scene with the woman.
Yeah.
Scientist, and he doesn't get it, but then he's like, oh, instinct, and then he like kind of understands.
Instinct, right? Exactly. And then the real nail in the coffin is at the end. I won't go to it. Is at the end when Neil's like, what did he say? Oh fuck. Maybe I
I've already seen it. It's already happened.
What's happened happened. What's happened happened. Hang on, here we go. He's going to nail it. Neil's about to make my point for me. Look at this. Can we change things if we do it differently? There you go. Reality. Right. I find that that's fine. I think that's the point in a nutshell to me anyway. Is that it's not about trying to understand all this shit. You just got to have it's just reality. It's just about accepting. What was the word you just used?
Instinct.
Yeah. Right. That's just what reality is. That the reality, we only have our own subjective experience, and it is what it is. We don't need to try and obsess over this shit, Don't try and understand.
So he dies, by the way.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
So like, it's like, is it? But like, so like this is this one version of Neil just cursed to like constantly die, or is it like because like he like creates the opposite version every time? So then like, because the process has to be filled out every time that he does it, right?
No, he meets his end. He's about to die in like 10 minutes, and that's why he wants to stop.
Yeah, he's about to die, right? But then the other one, it's like because he has to invert himself again, right? So he inverts himself to go back and die.
Yes.
But in inverting yourself, that other, your normal self still exists.
Yeah.
But then that normal self goes on to complete the mission until another one comes back to come and die. It's like there's always like.
Yeah, but like for John David Washington, it would just be like it happened once. Like you see him, like that one, like within that, they would repeat within that, time.
Within like that time.
Within his experience. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's sort of that's the dilemma of like trying to look at it objectively versus just look at it through Neil's point of view, if that makes sense. Like there's the film makes sense because we see it all through the protagonist's point of view. Right, because we see how he inverts. If you were to follow Neil's trail, like his track, you would see him invert and come. Like if for him, his life is very much linear like ours. You know what I mean? He has a beginning and an end. When he was born, when he dies, it's just the when of when he dies is messed up.
But like
because you're right. There is another one of him out there, which is actually him younger, right? Which is actually him younger, but that also exists in this moment. Yeah. Oh yeah, Neil dies. How long did that take for you guys to pick up?
Oh, I understood it.
No, I just mean like the moment, like when you see him die. Like how, like I didn't understand that until this rewatch. I did not understand that Neil dies in the cave, in the cage.
I understood that straight away.
Like the first time you watched the film. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Same?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel real dumb. Yeah, I did not
They
understand.
linger on the medallion for quite a while.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. I get that he then goes back and saves them. Like, but there's that the tiny little piece of the puzzle I was missing was just like the brief little shot where he actually gets shot in the face. I just missed that. I blanked on that. Like, I get that he went back and saved him and unlocked the door, and then for some reason, like, I just didn't. I just thought, I don't know, maybe he just walks out or something. So yeah, that's crazy. Neil dies. What a guy! What a legend, Neil. I love Neil. He's great. Can we just find the shot where like the building explodes and then rebuilds?
It makes no sense to me.
I don't get it. I don't get it either. I actually don't understand it. Like all these shots here, like the actors in the background are trying to imitate moving in reverse. Like there's no effects or anything. Dude. Like that one I get. Like I get that. Like they're inverted. That building just blew up. I get it. But then like the one where it rebuilds itself, I'm like, what? I also just love the music. There it is. I also just love the intercutting with Kenneth Branagh here. Here we go. Here we go again.
So red team destroys the top, and blue team destroys the bottom, right? But like I didn't see like why they had to destroy the top.
I don't get it. Honestly, I don't know if I'll ever understand that. So, yeah, I don't get it. I need a video essay on that one shot.
And there's Neil behind.
I don't understand what the point of it is. Like, what are they trying to achieve? I mean, if we want to talk about egregious exposition, I find it really funny. Like, I still think it's engaging, but I find it really funny that like we get all these different exposition blocks throughout the entire film, and then ahead of the third act, Nolan's just in his script like, all right, so Aaron Taylor Johnson, let's just get out a whiteboard. We actually just need a whiteboard to explain what's about to happen. It's like there's a temporal pincer movement. He actually just literally needs to stand there and explain it because, god damn it. There you go. Thanks, Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's good too.
I mean, without the scene, you wouldn't know what the fuck's going on, though.
I know exactly. Yeah. It's just funny that it's like now it's so convoluted that we actually this is literally all we can do. I also love that they keep referring to enemies as antagonists. But no idea why. It's great.
It's because he set up the organization. He sees himself as the protag, so
I am the protagonist of this operation. Yeah.
Anyone against him?
So then, do you think in the future, then, like,
why does she have to kill her? Well,
she was about to kill Kat.
Yeah, why? I can't remember why.
Tying up loose ends because she knows about Tenet.
Oh, okay. Like just.
I think that's literally.
Oh, just Kat knows about Tenet.
Yeah, I think that's literally it. Because Priya is part of Tenet. Yeah. I love the idea that like future protagonist, like he's so like up on himself right here, where he's like, I am the protagonist, and then in the future he decides, okay, protocol for my company is that we call all the enemies antagonists, just because I think it's cool, like that's now policy for our company here. Type those loose ends. That's a direct callback to earlier in the film when they have the earlier conversation. Protag has the early conversation with Priya where it's like, doesn't she say, do you think you're the protagonist? Oh, no, he says, I am a protagonist, right? What does he say?
No, she's like, she says something like, did you think you're the only one capable of saving the world? And he goes, no, but I am.
Right.
Because, like, he doesn't think he's the only one that can, but he can.
I'm the protagonist of this. Yeah, right. Or a protagonist, right. And then, but spoiler alert, by the end, she's wrong. He is the protagonist of the operation, It's dope.
So that means
she probably doesn't. She doesn't know who she's talking to.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, no. Which makes sense because we know where she dies.
Right. Oh right, yeah, because she dies at this point. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
She doesn't understand that she's speaking to the founder of the organization she works for, which is so good.
Wait, I can play this.
Yeah,
just the end.
I want to talk about this too, actually.
You know the plan.
Just shaking the theater. Imagine seeing that in IMAX.
Huh? Oh yeah.
For sure. I was as I've tried,
Oh, I actually probably did get a headache. I think
from this film.
a little bit.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
I watched it in Titan
Is it-
X ratings.
Timex.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
by
yeah.
XC or whatever. Yeah.
Is that like crazy?
Theta
right?
1. Yeah, that's
Okay.
like the biggest. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this film would definitely give you a migraine. I get it. Oh, yeah, sorry. In my constant efforts to keep overanalyzing the film and come up with my own interpretations, one thing that I can't actually sort of, I've been indefinitely trying and can't really put my finger on. Like, I love that. That's the completion of his arc. But I love how I'm like doing a prezi here, like I'm like drawing circles and shit. It's this part, like the final line of the movie. I actually can't really put my finger on it. And what Nolan's getting at. That's the one with the power to save the world. The bomb that didn't go off.
Well, it's kind of that just like the point of the point of having weapons of mass destruction is that you're not meant to use them because then everyone dies. So it's kind of just that. It's just like in creating things that's powerful enough for mutually assured destruction, but just making sure that they never go off.
Right.
So like the only things that are actually powerful enough should never be operated. And like that's kind of like the point of like Doctor Strangelove. Have you seen Doctor Strange? No? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. And I'm sure it's going to be the point of Oppenheimer. Yeah. Probably. Which, by the way, shout out to Oppenheimer is mentioned in the movie, which I did not pick up.
Yeah,
I did not pick up. That was this time.
This time as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't think we knew what his next film would be at the time we last watched it. Yeah. Oppenheimer.
Because she refers to the scientists of the future as like, her generation's Oppenheimer.
So that's a really good point then. That makes a lot of sense. So he's literally like, that's the idea that he's ending on here. Is the idea that the human advancement, scientific advancement, this, again, morons trying to reverse the flow of time and space. Why would you do that? And then, we got the shot of Kat and Neil here, young Neil. I know, look, they can be together. Humanity is prospering, Okay, that's good. Jane, you just solved that for me. That's great. Thank you.
Have you seen that Oppenheimer? Is that the official Oppenheimer poster? Have we talked about it?
I think, yeah.
We talked about the photo of Killian Murphy on Instagram. Is that?
No,
Yeah,
there's the letterbox Oppenheimer poster.
Oh, the black and white one.
It's so simple, but it's so fantastic.
Those ones are often fan made, right?
That's what I think it is, but like it is simple beyond comprehension. It's just like it's not even like in focus. It's just black and white. It just says Oppenheimer. Like it's I don't know. I love it.
That's probably actually, I don't know if it's real. That's awesome, but the real thing will probably be like it though.
I don't know if it's real, but it's good.
Oh, I have seen that.
Look at that. It's just so good.
That photo, the cover photo is the Instagram photo, right?
Is it?
Yeah,
I think so. That's the one that we reviewed, and I said, this looks like Killian Murphy. Having a fag.
Like that's just like a masterclass of just visual design. That poster. Like it's just.
It's all get hard to. We're going to review.
It's just like negative space and hierarchy. Just
yeah.
Oh, dude.
Do you want to wait till Oppenheimer's on Netflix and we come back and do this? Draw circles on the film and stuff.
I mean, I can just bring it up on a different website.
Oi! I'll make sure to. I was going to say I'll cut it out, but I won't. Cut it out? Okay.
Can't let Chris Nolan know that are pirate movies.
Yeah, no, we don't do that, Chris. Don't worry about it. Chris Nolan is like listening to this right now, and he's like, these three guys have understood my film better than anyone in human history. It's incredible.
You know what really annoys me? The fact that the top 3 letterbox reviews for this film are like overwhelmingly negative, but then like the score is a 3.4, which is like a rather positive for the website.
Oh, okay.
So like it just like you click on it and you go to see read the top reviews out of curiosity, and it's just kind of slander, and like it's not even like found slander. It's just like just kind of half jokey shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I feel like we are, like, obviously the scores indicate the film is liked, right? But I feel like we're in the minority of, like, we love this movie. I don't. Do you love this movie? Would you say you love this movie?
Yeah, we're definitely in the upper percentile.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I feel like those the negative reviews are probably the most popular because even though I'm sure most people liked it more than that, like it's sort of easier because it's so bewildering. Like it's easier to focus on like the weirdness of it and the dumbness or whatever you want to call it.
I just like that Sean Baker liked the film, so then I imagine a lot of people ate their words after that.
Is he?
I regretted it.
Yeah, he's an indie filmmaker that a lot of people love.
Oh, and that is, yeah, if he likes it, then oh shit, I'll change it to 5 stars right now.
He doesn't give out stars because he's a creator, so he doesn't want to.
Oh, so he doesn't score but writes reviews.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
kind of like Liam did for that 2-month period.
That 2-month period where he
But
was
without the reviews,
Yeah.
just
you were becoming an indie filmmaker.
yeah.
I think another thing is that so Ludwig's coming back for Oppenheimer instead of Hans, and
Right.
then Jennifer Lame is also Jennifer or Jenny. I don't know. Jen Lame is coming back to edit it.
Oh, yeah.
So like he's found this young crew and he's liked them and he's bringing them on, and I really like that idea that like he's kind of fostering this new generation of creators.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'd love to see Hans back. I think Oppenheimer would really suit him as well.
Yeah.
But, if this is like the kind of new team that he wants to go with, I'd love to see him kind of just keep on going and prosper like across like a lot of projects.
Yeah. And I guess Hoyt was earlier, but he's sort of still a part of that too.
What was Hoyt? He was 20. Was he into Sally the first one?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Yeah, because that aligns with Transcendence or whatever. What was that Johnny Depp movie that the other guy did?
Yeah,
Wally?
Transcendence.
Yeah. That was like 2014, right? Yeah. Does that make it? Hans will be back.
You reckon?
I'm putting a bet on it right now. Hans will be back in a Nolan film. I don't know when, but it'll happen. I reckon. I've got no idea. I'm putting that prediction into the time capsule.
Who's been editing his films? Because didn't Lee Smith edit quite a few of them, but he hasn't done like a few of them, right?
I'm not sure. We talked about him for Prestige, right? Is that right? Yeah, that was amazing. That I think we did. I already mentioned all this trivia. Really, it came up naturally. How'd you feel just rewatching the film right now on the spot?
Well, without the soundtrack, it's like 50% of it's diluted experience. But
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't rewatch it, but
We just overanalyzed it. That's what we do here, Holy shit! How long is this goddamn thing? Oh, we've already. So it's 2 hours right now. Okay, all right, cool. Whatever. We don't have to do anything else. Where does this sit for you in the Nolan ranking?
I was actually looking at my list last night because I knew this question would pop up. It currently sits at 5th. Let me find it. So Dunkirk up top, Interstellar, Prestige, Inception, then Tenet for me.
Oh yeah, 5th. Yeah.
I think I'm happy with 5th. I think 5th is an appropriate place for it, and like obviously that's a very strong 5th as well. Just because I do like his entire filmography, so like getting to that is very
Dude, it's undeniable. I'm just looking at my ranking here now, which by the way is completely messed up. Like I can't. Like I would actually completely change this right now. But no wonder he's my favorite filmmaker because look, there's nothing, there's no misses, there's nothing. Like following is following's fine, and it was a student film made on no budget, so like cool, that's it's great for that. And then from there, it's only like the worst it gets is very good with Insomnia, So it's like
then I was like 10, 10, 9, 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 8. Yeah, it's just
yeah, it's crazy. Is it in your I don't know, top 3? Do you reckon?
Top 3. Not at this point. I reckon maybe 5th as well, because Dunkirk and Memento. I don't know. Maybe Dunkirk and Memento. Dunkirk first, maybe. Memento, Prestige, Batman Begins, Tenet, probably something like that.
Above the Dark Knight.
Yeah, I've got above Dark Knight for me as well.
Okay, Tenet.
I don't know. I'll have to rewatch Dark Knight.
Okay, you got above Dark Knight. Cool.
Yeah, I've got 5 of his films are above Dark Knight, which says a lot about the quality of his films. When the Dark Knight's in 6th.
Considered one of the great films of all time. Yeah. Oh my god, it's crazy. All right, well, I'm ready to wrap up Tenet if you guys are. 2 hours later.
Yeah, I'm ready to.
I've seen you stretching like 5 times. All right,
can we actually take it back a bit, Jamie?
I was actually going to do that. All right, final verdict, Jaden.
9. 9's what I gave it out at the bat, and it's just consistently say that. I think this time is where I felt the way the most, but like I said at the start, it's just 4 times, and once every 4 months is like the average that it works out as I've seen this film. So like
Yeah.
Probably a bit too much, you know.
At this point, yeah. Have like an extended, like, I don't know, 3 years, and then come back and you'll love it. Are you gonna give this half-feeling a score?
I mean, yeah, it's a 9, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there might be some fatigue there. Like if I rewatch it again, I'll probably think a bit less of it. But
Is it fair to judge a film off watch fatigue though?
I think so.
It is.
I think so. Like for me personally, anyway. I don't know.
I feel like I could watch Dunkirk 10 more times and like still.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Every time I watch Dunkirk, I never get tired of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I mean, it's only but it's a factor though, right? In what you score.
But I feel like some films have only gone up for me, and like Tenet's kind of, waved like a little bit down. Like like Dunkirk is like risen, like every time I've watched it. So
yeah.
I think I can only reevaluate a film like if it's actually been like a fair break and like it actually gives me something different. Not just rewatching it and
Oh, okay.
Like very often, like my review, my first score will remain the score that I give it, unless it's been like, like on this show, I've changed my scores quite a bit. But like that's because like there's been a decent enough break between.
Right. Need like a new angle to look at it.
Whereas I feel like just watching it repetitively isn't really fair to.
Right. Yeah. To come back 2 days later and say, yeah, that's fair. Should I say mine? Oh no, 9. Yeah, I think it's great. I love it. This is probably my least favorite rewatch, like we mentioned earlier. But yeah, just for factor of, like, probably not enough to lower the score. Like I would lower the score based on that personally, but not enough. It's just great. I love it. It's a great movie. Check it out. Underappreciated overall, I still think.
I feel like you can't say underappreciated when it comes to Nolan though, because like there is just such a significant.
Everyone and their mum goes and watches these movies. Yeah,
no,
that's fair. Underrated. How about that? I think it's still under. I don't know. I see that 7.4 on IMDb, and I see that as underrated. A little bit.
What's the Metacritic's? Probably 70.
69, I think.
69.
I think so.
Like so many of his films float around that number.
Yeah. But don't worry, Oppenheimer's gonna be black and white. 100 on Metacritic right away. Do you want to bring up the Oscars a little bit? I don't know. You guys gonna watch Coda? That won Best Picture.
Probably not.
Wow.
I mean, maybe not.
You're gonna get that free PlayStation deal?
Yeah.
Apple
I tried that. It didn't work.
What?
Because I've already had like a free trial.
Oh, you've already used your free trial.
Oh yeah, but it was only like a week. But because I've used the trial,
you can't use another trial.
I can't use another.
Can you just use another email?
Oh,
like a family member's email?
Don't you have to create like PlayStation Network thing then?
No, because it's just when you would have downloaded Apple and then signed in, right?
Yeah.
If you use another Apple ID, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this is a segment of the podcast where you get tips and tricks on to bypass.
And hack Apple's system to get Coda. Yeah. Cool. All right. Sweet, man. I still need to watch that Jessica Chastain film.
I want to watch it bad, but I can't stand the way I can't do like the makeup of her in the poster, and then like it's enough just to fucking turn me off. Like I just can't,
really,
it's just too much. I'm just like I can't.
Hasn't she got like crazy eye stuff going on?
Yeah, like the eye stuff and the nails, and I'm like I don't want to see it like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
I want to watch it though still, but like it definitely puts me off every time I see the poster.
Yeah, and it wasn't even in the Best Picture conversation. That sort of makes me feel like, I don't know, is it that good really? I don't know. Anyway, the Oscars are rigged anyway, so who gives a shit?
Is it possible to rig the Oscars?
Well, they're bullshit.
They're biased, but they're not rigged.
Well, they are
rigged.
Well, I mean, rigged in quotes, like it's all studio manipulation to get noms and stuff, you know. I watched there's an interesting video essay about that. Because it's basically all it's all studio manipulation and marketing to like, I don't know. It's highly manipulated, I guess is sort of the best way to put it. But yeah. Do we have any highlights? I don't really know what to do. I thought we've done so long.
Highlights X. Yeah.
X? Oh, you want to talk about X? Go for it. Who wants to talk about X?
No, we have gone very long. Maybe we should just cut it. Yeah.
Oh, I'll go as long as you want. I don't know. You want to talk about X?
I like how
Sure.
We're going to talk about X after, probably.
I gave it a 9. Liam gave it a 7. And
Oh,
he gave
yeah.
it, and he gave it
Oh, yeah, the cascading. I did say that was fun. Yeah, I did say that. I watched Ty West talk about the film last night, and he talked about that shot. I love that shot of the crocodile, the alligator. You know, the drone shot of the alligator.
Oh yeah, something got
Awesome.
me.
I love that. He talked the crocodile. Sorry, I keep calling it that. It's an alligator. It was a prosthetic, like it was a prosthetic under the water. It's kinda
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
I like that. It's really interesting to me. Yeah.
Did he say much else that interested you or not?
No. Oh no, he talked about Pearl, that prequel. That's interesting. Set in 1918, he said.
Yeah, I saw like on the like this actual like letterbox like entry for it, like like that like and like it's there was something about it that made me realize like it's an actual like official thing and not just like a thing. Like
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's done, right? You said that it's shot. I think so. I think it's going to come out later this year.
Oh, awesome.
I think so.
Really?
I think that's what he said, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a thing. It's happening. So yeah. Anything to add on X?
About X. We haven't even talked about it yet. Yeah, I mean it was fun, right? It was good. I don't know. It felt like there was something missing, but I think it was a fun time. Like the kills were really fun, and yeah, it was like energetic. Like the start was very exciting and stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
Like when she was doing lines?
Lines?
That was
Oh
quite
yeah,
exciting.
yeah, yeah.
That was quite exciting.
And like the rock music and stuff.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Dude, that was a nasty looking cow on the road.
Oh yeah, apparently
yeah.
Weta Workshop did like a physical
He did say that, actually. Yeah. God. Messed up cow, man. I don't like it. Any other highlights?
Other than X?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
That's the only thing I'm
What about you guys?
Sweet. I watched Hard 8 and also the Hard 8. I watched listened to a good chunk of the Hard 8
Commentary?
track that you like. Yeah, it was really cool. I liked it a lot. I haven't finished it, but it was interesting. Yeah, it was listening interesting listening. That was my everything was inverted right there. To Paul talk about, because at that stage he'd only made that and Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
So it was interesting hearing him, like, because he's made so many more films since, obviously. So it was like a cool little time capsule of him as a filmmaker, like still in the early days, you know.
I remember he wanted to call the film Sydney, and he got everyone to agree to it, all the actors, all these like producers and stuff. But this one producer wouldn't allow them to call it Sydney.
Yeah.
And he was like, he had that decision, so he wasn't able to get it called Sydney.
In the track, he only calls the film Sydney.
Yeah.
He refuses to call it Hard 8.
Yeah, which is funny.
Yeah, it is really funny. All right, well, now we can get into the part where we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week, we asked you, what is the worst episode of Cinema Effect? And he said, well, first of all, he said, Jaden for losing the audio file in that lost episode for the founder. I just want to like clear the record that like that was not Jaden's fault. You know what I mean? I don't like this narrative that Jaden lost the file or something, like it was all his fault. I mean, to be fair, was that the day I went to the footy with you? Was that the same? That was a different footy.
Day, yeah.
Okay, all right, never mind. Because I was going to sort of blame myself for that.
That was a day that we still went, like we were still recording at 2 p.m. So we would have gone through to like 5, and footy would have started about 6. So like I had to leave like straight away, like as soon as we finished.
Wasn't 2:30?
Was it 2:30?
I think it was 2:30 that we used to start.
Well, regardless, we would have finished late. So like I had to leave straight away as soon as we finished recording.
Right.
And then the room just fucked up, I guess. So
Yeah, we saved it today though. Thank God. Anyway, but Andy actually says worst episode of Cinema Effect for me is probably the Gone Girl video, number 63, if you want to get specific. However, it wasn't the podcast I had the problem with. Yeah, I think us viewers had a difficult time posting comments on that video. I hope you gents recall when Luke's comment got shadow banned or my comment on Ben Affleck's schlong disappeared out of the blue. Congratulations on the huge 100th episode milestone. Thank you, Andy. Thanks so much. Yeah, I remember that. What did he say? He said like Ben Affleck's huge cock or something, and that got him banned? It was something like that, and he just couldn't post the comment, which is hilarious. I guess that's where the whole like word starting with "say" that rhymes with punt thing started, because he didn't want to get banned in the YouTube comments
maybe.
again.
Oh, doesn't he just not swear though? Doesn't he?
Does he not?
I don't know.
And he swears, right?
He swears, just not on not online. Like he
Not
swears
anymore.
He swears in real life, but not online. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. Good on you, Andy. Luke said, my least favorite episode is the Born Identity, episode 44. I love how they both went to the effort to look at the number of the episode, by the way, since it has more views than episode 70, which is clearly the best.
70 is American Psycho, right?
Yeah. I love that episode. I think it's great. I think it's great. I love it. Yeah. And that's Born Identity. You hosted that one.
That was the first one you hosted, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And you've done 3 now, right?
Have I?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We've done 2 at least.
Last week was.
That wasn't last week.
Oh shit! Dude.
Time flies.
What was last week?
Alien 3.
Oh yeah.
Dude, time flies. I don't understand it. Can you believe so? Born Identity, episode 44. That was. How's math work?
That was more than a year
64
ago.
episodes or 54
January
episodes?
last year.
That's insane. I don't understand.
Wait, what? That's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
That is actually crazy.
I don't understand this thing. Anyway, Liam, what is your least favorite? Oh, actually, no, the question was worst. What is the worst episode of Cinema Effect?
The worst?
Different question slightly.
I don't know. There's a few answers.
There's too many. Too many answers.
I think Undertow double feature was actually the worst episode because I remember it just being like a bit low energy, and like it was the first episode back in the year, but it wasn't like exciting. It was a weird vibe, I thought. Just going off vibes, it was a weird vibe.
Yeah, I get going off vibes. Energy levels is definitely a significant factor. I don't recall that one being low energy, but I also don't really remember it. Yeah. I trust you, though. Any come to
Plus,
mind?
both the movies sucked.
They
so.
did suck. Oh, I didn't mind the Geelong one because that was fish and chip shop that I go to. It's like, I was thrilled with that.
I'm just having another look and like worst for me. Like I know you always defend the early episodes, but like I can't stand the thought of me early episodes.
Should I play it right now?
Fuck off.
I'm actually curious.
I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like such a wanker. Like looking back, I just feel like I was like just a fucking idiot. I don't know.
Nah, man.
And I feel like I didn't get better until like what, like probably fucking.
Well, you definitely
The
did get better.
Revenant.
Like, we all did.
Yeah. I don't know. Personally, for me, Sharknado is probably the worst because about half an hour in, I got really disinterested and kind of just withdrew from like the conversation. I just thought we were spending too much time on the movie, and I was like, we were giving it more than it. Like, you know, like I had my fun for the first half hour, but then like the conversation about the movie just kept on going. I was like,
I think we weren't gelling.
No.
Like, I think I was like trying to talk about it probably too much. And then like you guys weren't feeling it, and I was like, oh.
yeah. But I feel like, you know, after that, you know, when we got into like the news or whatever, I feel like, you know, probably bounced back a bit. Like, yeah, like in terms of actual film discussion, I feel like Sharknado is probably one of the worst.
I had that too. I had Sharknado. Those are the worst.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of feel like an easy answer though. I feel like anything films that are kind of more high concept as well, like I think probably tend to do a bit worse with us because we just can't discuss it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's also just a bit of. I feel like we sort of put pressure on ourselves to like do justice to the film or whatever. Like, really, at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is just have a chat about it, you know. I listened back to a bit of Casino Royale last night, and our voices are so different, Liam. It's so
I
weird.
know, it's so weird.
It's so weird.
It must be. Is it the mics? I don't know.
No. I've been using the same mic. No.
Oh, right.
I think it's genuinely a thing where, because I've noticed it when I go back and listen to old episodes of podcasts I like, where just like evolutionarily, like as humans, like our cadences sort of evolve, and we don't notice. Obviously, I think that's true. I've gone back and listened to the wrestling podcast. I listened to, you go back and listen to them 5 years ago, and they sound a bit different.
I'm gonna listen to it and try to talk like I used to.
Hang on, here we go. I want to get us all a sample of all of us. Hang on. Okay, it's okay.
I agree. Sharknado was really bad. That was my fault though.
What was bad?
I don't think it was. I think it was my fault.
It was my fault.
No,
I kept going with like the memes.
Did you?
Yeah, it was me. That was me.
Because no, like the thing is, even if you kept going, that's fine. It's the fact that I like so kind of. I so desperately want to stop that I kind of like withdrew entirely. And like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, but I didn't notice that like Zach and you went into the memes after a while. And I just kept going.
I think
No,
because
but, like,
we didn't have video.
Yeah, probably.
it's my bad though. Like I shouldn't have like I shouldn't have like receded so much.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, how different do we sound? Not Isaac, just Isaac.
What episode is
in
this?
the middle. Episode 3. And I'm joined by a new guest here today.
Oh, Phantom Thread.
Jaden, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Zach. And me, Liam. Hello.
Oh, you didn't. Are you serious, bro? You didn't let me do the little nickname thing. This is unbelievable.
Something planned.
I did. I was going to say, and I'm also joined by the happiest man on the planet right now, Liam.
Hello.
Oh, because we're doing Paul Thomas Anderson film.
Oh yeah. I didn't get mad. Film we're doing today.
Oh yes, Phantom Thread.
Oh, I hate my voice.
Yeah, everyone hates their voice.
So dumb.
The thing, I don't even hate my voice. I just because I've learned to accept that's what it sounds like. Like I hate my voice in that Year 10 podcast that I always talk about. That's fucking sucks.
Oh right.
But I just hate the way I spoke. Like I just feel like I just feel like a lot more wankery like back then. I feel like now it's a bit more casual. I think maybe I'm still fucking a pretentious cuck sometimes, but like I feel like back then I was just trying too hard. I don't know, man.
I don't want to get too deep. I genuinely believe, as someone who obviously has edited 100 of these things and also like enjoys making videos and stuff, like I've listened to my own voice so many times that I honestly think there's, and I mean, I never love it, but I honestly think there's something, I sort of recommend people do this. There's something I feel like really beneficial to your mental health to listen to yourself and sort of like remove that barrier for yourself, like mentally. If you just like keep, like I've done it like for hundreds of hours. If you just listen, I'm not saying everyone now, go and listen to yourself for hundreds of hours, but I honestly think like it does make you sort of a more confident person in some way. Like if you can sort of, because everyone has that, and if you can sort of try your best to sort of get used to it or get over it or whatever language you want to use, I feel like I would recommend it.
I think it's the same with like video, because like a lot of people like hate seeing themselves in video.
Exactly.
Because I remember seeing a report like late 2020, like early 2021 about like about people like can't stand like Zoom calls because they hate seeing themselves. Obviously at uni is different because like we don't have to have our camera on, but like for like office workspace that had to transition offline, a lot of people couldn't handle like looking at themselves. Whereas like every week I find myself looking at my camera more than I look at you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I do. Wait, looking at yourself?
Yeah,
I do that.
yeah.
I look at myself.
And like so like I'm at the point where like, I'm completely fine with it. Whereas like and like it's, yeah.
No, 100%.
Well,
And I think it goes beyond just like gaining like presenter confidence or gaining like on camera confidence. I think it genuinely gives you confidence in life, like in my opinion. I think I would recommend it. Everyone, if you don't want to add the next 100 episodes so you can improve your mental health right now, you gonna commit to that?
Hell yeah. I'll give my own flair. I'll just keep everything controversial in. No. It'll be if you're China, I'm like, America for the edit. It'll be totally different.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. No, that's a good
idea. Let's see how fast we can get cancelled.
So fast if you do it. All right, before we go, I've got a surprise. We're going to do some lightning cinema effect trivia.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
I've got some questions for both of you. If you get it wrong, so I've got a question, like 2 questions for each of you. If you get yours wrong, then Fitzy can have a go. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I know it's literally 4 questions. I don't think it's like anything that crazy.
Okay.
All right, you guys, are you ready? You ready?
Okay, let's go.
Let's go, Liam. Between the 3 of us, what are the highest? Wait. Oh yeah. What are the highest rated movies we have reviewed? There are 2 answers.
The highest rated movies
between the 3 of us. If you combine our scores.
Okay. Let's see later. So there's 2 of them that's the same. Okay.
That equal the same.
They'll be the same. So unless you've both given 10s for something. Oh no. Oh wait, no. We both gave 10 for There'll Be Blood, but Jane gave us 7, so it can't be that. But then, okay, I think Blade Runner 2049 must. That's not my answer. I'm just thinking. Blade Runner 2049 is probably one of them. So that's 9, 9, 10. So that's to be another 9, 9, 10.
I had to do all this, by the way. This is what I was doing. I was adding it up.
Actually, you just look through like Letterboxd rather than like reviewing the episodes. Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is almost, but that's
Yeah,
10, 9, 8. Yeah. 10, 9, 9. Damn.
There are two. That's exactly what you need. There are two 10.99s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the other one.
Oh,
Should there be like a timer? Should
I
I give it to Jaden
I
soon?
think I figured it out. Or maybe
Give
not.
me 2. Give me a minute. So it's 103.
Give me a minute. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to letterbox it.
Oh, okay. Oh, what is it, bro? Wait, we've done one other Nolan film. Oh, Blade Runner 2049 and The Prestige.
Correct.
Yeah, there we go.
Very good.
What do you think it was?
Did you give God? Or did we all give God?
I gave it an 8.
You gave it an 8.
Yeah.
Oh. I gave it a 9.
Same.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought one you gave it a 10 and the other two was 9.
No 10s for The Godfather.
So is our highest collective score 28?
Yep.
Damn.
Now, I've changed my score a few times on Letterboxd to what I've said in an episode.
Have you done it for either of those two?
Not for those two, but I'm saying I might have dropped
There could be
down.
another 28.
I might have dropped down a score or two.
We can't account for that. Whatever. It is what it is. All right, Jane. How many films starring Tom Cruise have we reviewed?
All right. Collateral. Last Samurai. Eyes Wide Shut. Minority Report. Fuck. Is it? Surely that's not it. I feel like we're bringing up more.
You're going to lock it in.
No.
If he locks it in and gets it wrong, can I go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Phone a friend, 50-50.
Nah. We take our questions like real men, you know. You know, I can only remember 4, but I feel like I'm going to say 5 just because I feel like I'm going to forget one.
Nah, you got them. That's 4.
Ah, fuck.
You got them all.
Wait, really? What are the ones you said?
Collateral, Last Samurai, Minority Report, and Eyes Wide Shut.
That's not it.
Is there another one? What is it?
Edge of the Tomorrow and War of the Worlds.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, we got 6.
And War of the Worlds. There's
Yeah,
6.
6. Fuck.
Holy
Edge of
shit.
Tomorrow and War of the Worlds. What do you think?
Okay, I thought I counted Edge of Tomorrow, but I obviously mustn't have. But no, I straight up completely forgot War of the Worlds. Because I was scrolling through the episodes, right? And I just, obviously he's not in the fun. So I just forgot it. No, you're absolutely right. Okay. What a bot. What an absolute fail.
I did say 5, so at least I'm still one off.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's failed. All right, Liam. Now you can't trust if I've actually got it right. In order, what are the top 3 most listened to episodes of Cinema Effect?
In order.
In order.
Oh, I don't actually know. Okay.
I thought the in order part might make it a bit
My
harder.
Identity's up there. Oh, Summer's up there. Wasn't like Portrait of a Lady on Fire and Godfather Part 2 kind of got like 1,000, but then not much more. But the Bond series all got a lot of views.
Huge.
But I think number 1's Born Identity. I think. I'm gonna say number 2, Born Supremacy. Number 3, Last Samurai. No.
Switch Supremacy and Last Samurai.
Oh,
You'd be right.
okay. Damn.
Yeah, you're close. Very close.
the second born, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's what
You're messing with me there. All right, Jaden. What is the only film, other than just Tenet today, that we have all given the same score?
Aha. Oh. I was actually going to ask when we gave it all 9s. Is this this is like the second time we've done it?
Yeah,
So I knew that.
yeah.
I knew we've only done it once before.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a while ago that we did it, right? Like year 1-ish.
Can I give stuff away? Is that...
Can you?
Well, How does it work? Because
There's still like 40 episodes I have to go through. Come on, tell me. It's year 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure is.
Well, we can eliminate the Godfather. Godfather Part 2, definitely not.
wait, but is it all 3 of us?
All 3 of us gave the same score. Yeah.
Not Little Women, because I gave that a 10. Not Good Bad, not Casino, not Phantom Thread. I gave it a 9, but I think someone gave it an 8.
No, you gave it an 8, didn't you?
I think I gave it a 9.
I gave it a 7.
Oh, well, there we go. What else? No Country. I think you probably rated No Country better than what Zach would have. 8.5. I definitely rated higher than Zach. I don't think of anything as I rated higher than Zach. The Five Bloods, I think you rated higher than me.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is.
I feel like it's gonna be something stupid like the Trial of Chicago 7 or something like that. No? Fuck.
That movie exists, by the way.
Trial,
Yeah.
apparently.
What came out between? Oh, Artemis. No, because someone gave like a 3 or some shit because they're fucking idiots.
Like, hang on. I gave it a 2. I gave it a 2. If I were to rescore Artemis Fowl, I'd probably give it a 7. I probably would. Just based on pure entertainment value.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Fuck. I'm trying to think of like what came out between the Five Bloods and fucking and the Trial of Chicago 7. I feel like it's something in between there. I just can't remember what we did.
I think it is. I think it is.
I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure.
I can't remember what we fucking did between there.
We're in the hot seat countdown here. Is there like a sound effect?
Oh no, it wouldn't be that.
I think. I don't know if they do that on hot seat. I don't think
I
so.
don't know. I'm just gonna say. I know it's not Nocturne, but like I'm just gonna say that because I can't think of anything else.
Oh yeah, Nocturne was year 1. Yeah. No, it's Portrait of a Lady on Fire. We all gave it 9.
Oh,
What do you think it was?
Goodfellas.
I gave it an 8.
I gave it a 7.
You changed it though, because you initially gave it an 8.
I didn't.
Oh.
I gave it a 7.
Did you?
Check the record.
Oh,
The episode.
I'm positive. I
Okay,
gave
okay.
it a 7 out the bat.
yeah. Okay. Damn.
Wait, did you give it an 8?
Yeah.
I'm almost positive. I've never given it an 8. In fact, I think a 7 is really too generous for it.
Oh.
Hold on. Let's fact check this.
I was going to ask. One of my questions was going to be who is the biggest friend of the show? Like who has appeared the most as an actor in all our films, in the films reviewed? And then I decided I can't be bothered working that out, to be honest with you, because it's probably going to be like I don't know. Well, I already stuffed up Tom Cruise, and that was way easier than trying to figure out who has appeared most. Like someone probably appeared in as like a minor role in something.
There's probably like an editor that's appeared in like 13 films.
Yeah. Or exactly. Yeah, an editor or something. Yeah.
Or a composer.
Production, costume designer. Yeah. All right. Well, I know Fitz can do that, but I guess I'll just outro the show. That's it for this week's episode of Cinema Reflect. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We appreciate you. I've just realised we don't have a question.
Hold on. We didn't get to hear Jane, jack off about X. Yeah, I want to hear Jane.
Like half an hour ago.
Yeah.
I'm behind.
Question for next week. What's next week's film?
We don't have one.
Do we not?
Well, I actually had in the schedule.
I'm at Formula 1 Grand Prix next week.
You're not here?
No.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not going to be here the week after. What are we gonna do? I had in the schedule. I had just moved Hulk there, but just as a because we were going to do it and then I just moved.
Just do Hulk, so I don't
So
have
you
to.
just want to do Hulk? Knock it
So
out.
you don't have to.
Just want to knock out Hulk.
I don't know. Do I have to decide now? I guess.
I mean, we don't have to because it'll be in the Discord comment by Monday.
To keep up appearances, though.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever failed to do that, so I feel like we should.
I feel like didn't we recently forget to say it?
Yeah, you're right. I actually did. Yeah. He doesn't want to do Hulk. I can tell. He's really trying not to commit to it.
Was there anything else?
We're going to do Nightmare Alley at some point soon.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we would want
they've said that
Jaden.
for me, yeah.
We would want Jaden
Oh,
on
okay.
that one.
Yeah.
What's like something we could do that's like
Do Top Gun. That was around.
Oh yeah, I'd be okay with Top Gun.
And Hulk.
Oh,
By the looks of it, I'll be doing those two solo.
hold on, I'm just looking at my shit.
Dude, this is gonna be a beast. I feel like I should just commit to not editing it.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be like 2.5 hours. It's gonna be the length of the film.
Yeah, but I'd sort of rather throw something up that's 2.5 hours because I feel like it's like a celebratory thing. I mean, I'll tweak it a bit, don't get me wrong, but like I feel like I don't want to do my regular level of scrubbing because I'm going to be sitting there forever.
No, we'll do Hulk if you want to do Hulk. We'll do Hulk.
We're doing the Incredible Hulk. Will we change our minds again 2 days beforehand?
Surely.
You'll have to listen to find out, I guess. Yeah, it's been 100 episodes.
Oh, and a question.
Question.
What's the most average MCU film? What else is there? Hulk? Shrek? Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah.
Some kind of alien.
Yoda?
Sure. Yeah.
Holy shit, nuts. Screw it,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
do it.
green character.
Green character
Ula.
is the question. Yeah, let us know what your favourite
Swamp
green
Thing?
character is.
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's favourite green character. Yeah.
I feel like you're still on my mug because it's the same mug.
What? Just because I brought mine?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Anyway, yeah, done 100 episodes of these things.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. We appreciate all of you. We're going to finally leave now. Take care, I guess. Oh, yeah, and thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you coming in. It's fun. Hope you don't mind the offer.
With a 40-minute drive.
Yeah, or shout out. Yeah, huge.
Huge.
Yeah. Have you had any weird, like, driving incidents so far? Not like incidents, but like weird little, like, oh, that was a bit dodgy, that, you know?
Not really. I don't think so.
Oh.
And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Fair enough. On my
Preserve.
test, the whole time, like, they apparently said I was great, except the whole time I was literally driving, like, straight like this because I was shaking.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. And I had no idea of this. They then told me afterwards. I was like, oh, that's probably not great. That's probably not great. Anyway, I still passed, though. We'll catch you all later. Have a great one, and goodbye.